In the hollow where the shadows fall, we gather round, we hear the call. Liquid fire from the mountain's hand burns like truth, but it tastes like sand. Oh, it sure feels right at the end of the day. Drink it up, let the story stay. The creek laughs low, the fire cracks loud. We lose ourselves in a moonlit crowd. Air so thick it hums and sings, a slow dance wrapped in unseen strings, clear as glass, but it bites like a snake, sharp and cold, every breath we take. Oh, the stars know our sins tonight. Let that burn till the world spins right. The creek laughs low, the fire cracks loud. We lose ourselves in a moonlit crowd. Secrets deep, the kind you tell.
I've done it again. Hello, hello. I only done that twice today. Muted myself. You don't really want to hear what I have to say anyway. It's not that exciting for me. Welcome to the Defence Fest, and we are actually have a couple of really special guests on today, and I'm pretty excited, I must say. The more I've got to know these women, the more astounded I am at how strong and thank you and dedicated they are to each other, and loyal, and my hat goes off to them. Now these are the women of Letcher County in Kentucky. And they've had a shit ride. And not just for the last few years. We're talking 2 generations minimum. So, hello, Miss Jerussia. Hello. Another Kentuckian. Luckily, she's a bit further out than you. And hello, Miss Tya. Welcome to everyone. Thank you for joining us. Now, I'll do a little bit of a background. So, Brandy and Tya are friends. So Brandy has lived in Letcher County her whole life, basically, and she herself has witnessed the corruption for 2 generations, both inside and outside. So she's worked with CPS as a foster parent, and then also she's been on the receiving end. Now, even though she does not at all possess a criminal record whatsoever, she has been harassed her entire life. Why? Because she has basically worked as an underground advocate running safe houses for these women. That's why. And that cuts into their bank balance, their profits. Okay? The system is designed to feed itself, and they perpetuate it with court orders, basically. So if you go in as a juvenile and a DUI or a drug charge or whatever, you're court mandated to go to some form of rehab, and guess what? You're in the system, and they don't want you to get out because that takes their money away. So with Brandy doing what she does and still does, that basically cut their profit margins, and so they have pretty much waged war on her and her family and her friends. So in saying that, in 2023, Judge Mullins, yes, him, basically took Brandy's daughter, Sarah, took her 2 children from her custody and gave them to her ex, the father, basically. That was 18 months ago, and they have been in a court battle ever since. And the judges are just postponing it. And yeah, I'll let the girls go into more detail with that, but it's disgraceful, it's disgusting, and it needs to stop. It's rotten from the top to the bottom, from the core. Please stop that. What? What are you doing? Now, if you want to actually contact or support Brandy and Tya and Sarah, the links are all in the description box below. Oh, my baby. Hello, baby. Oh. Sorry. That's the first time my family's been on. All right, I'm going to bring up these girls so I can have a look.
Hi.
Oh.
Oh.
Sorry.
It's
No.
okay.
Sorry, not one bit.
Lacey, these are the beautiful ladies that I was telling you about.
Hi, everybody.
She's
Hi.
disgusted. Sorry, welcome. This is Sarah and Brandy. Sarah is Brandy's daughter, whose children with the husband. All right. Take it. You go.
Hi, everybody. Last year in 2024, the beginning of 2024 in May, my ex-husband decided one weekend with, okay, a little backstory before that. We had separated the year my daughter was born in 2021. And we had tried it again at the end of 2023, and then we separated again. So May of last year, next year after we had tried, I gotten with somebody new, and he was with somebody new and all that.
Yeah, but he didn't want you to be with someone new, did he?
He didn't like the person I was with. So one weekend I was letting her visit his family because just because me and him separated don't mean I got to separate the kids from their family. You know what I mean? So we always made sure that they kept that strong bond with their other family because I share custody of my son with his mother.
Yep.
So we always kept that line. So that way both kids were with each other, no separation, them being
Family.
From family.
Family first. It's always been family first.
Absolutely.
So in May of last year, he decided one weekend, actually the day that he got baptized on a Sunday, he wasn't going to return her.
How old were they, Sarah?
Huh?
How old were they?
She had just
turned 3.
4. No, 3. She just turned 3. Just turned 4. So she just turned 3 the month before that. Tony was 6 still. So that weekend he decided he wasn't going to return her. So I was at work whenever, because he didn't notify me. He notified my mom.
Yeah,
I live.
What, just to say, don't bother, come and pick them up?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah,
So,
and apologizing and telling, he was sorry and never keep them from me. And
was with her brother, and that's a big key into this next part. So he decided he was going to keep her. I left work immediately. I couldn't. I started having a breakdown. I left work. I actually ended up losing that job because of all of this. But I had went to where they was, and I called the state police. Well, the state policeman got there. I was able to show proof that he wasn't he wasn't in her life frequently for the first 3 years of her life. He would be
Oh, so
in
she'd
it
only
because
got random visits still.
yeah. No.
Wow.
She would visit his mother. It wasn't she was even visiting him.
Oh,
We was
It
taking her
his-
to his mother. And me and
Yeah.
her had worked the custody out so that the kids didn't have to,
mhm.
be around each other.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
So it
Trying to
all
do the
worked
right
out. He
thing.
visits for a 6-month period of time. He was actually longer than 6 months. He was living in Tennessee with his girlfriend. But he wasn't involved in their lives unless he was around his family and they were there. But I called the state police, and even though he wasn't on the birth certificate, even though I was able to prove he wasn't consistently in their life, he had abandoned them for longer than a 6-month period, that because he was the known father since the hospital, he had the rights to keep her. So I had asked what to do. He said the state policeman Taylor of Hazard, Kentucky State Police Post told me that it was whoever made it to the courthouse, the county attorney's office first to get charges. So that next Monday, he beat me there by 10 minutes. Had already got the paperwork up, said that I had threatened his life, this and that. I was able to show the judge when we went for that I didn't threaten his life. I threatened to put him in jail for taking my child. I have all the messages. I threatened to put him in jail. Even said, Jimmy, this isn't right. You're going to hurt the children. Nobody cared about their opinion. So the judge had granted us from where I was able to show that I didn't threaten him, so I didn't get charged with terroristic threatening.
Oh
he
my
agreed
God.
to give
Really?
a
For
civil
fuck's
restraining.
sake.
So that day, even my lawyers, everybody has even said that day that Kevin Mullins was supposed to give Scarlett back to me, have him return her to me, and then take us to child custody court.
because
They
there
just-
was no
Yes.
allegations. There was no
Yes.
allegations of
Yes.
abuse. There was no allegations of neglect. There was no allegations of any kind.
And
We
they
weren't
don't
even
like to
involved
put
with
the
them.
children with
My
someone that they
boyfriend-
don't know either.
So it's just a big mess. But
Do you think he was
He-
tipped off to do that?
I
Or
have
that on his own?
seeing that both families have such good ties in the courthouse, yes. And at that time there was bragging that he bragged publicly. He was doing car detailing at that time, and he had just done Kevin Mullins' family's cars.
Okay.
And a guy like bragging about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's witnesses to that. But they decided to send us straight to family court instead of returning her. They made me agree to supervised visitation that day, which they didn't give me. I didn't get granted that until this all started in May, but the first court session happened at the beginning of June. And then from there, I did not see my daughter
This
for
year?
the first time
Or last year?
in November.
This was last year.
So it's still
This
going.
last year.
So you
It's
you haven't seen her for 18 months?
No, they let me start seeing her in November, and then in January I got granted unsupervised visitation.
Oh.
Every
And
other
then
week.
every other weekend. So I'd only got to see her 2 weekends a month. I mean, it was ridiculous. I've been able to take to the courts videos of him driving 2 hours away with her in the car, attacking people, shooting at people. I have been able to show pictures of abuse. I have been able to show proof of his abuse. I have been able to take to the courts him having EPOs for abusing other women.
Yeah.
I've done everything I possibly can to show that
But
he's
you can't
unfit.
take this to. I mean, you can't take this to another court either. You're stuck with the court and the judge that you've got.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We do a change. And then once you even mention that, most times the judge gets angry and then you just get penalized.
Yeah. We was told that we was abusing the system. Because
really?
they was
When
we had
our current judge that is now our judge, because at that time our judge was Daniel Dotson. So our current judge now
Dotson was a judge.
Dotson was the child custody judge at the time.
he was what it was is he was appointed as family court commissioner, which, he dealt with divorces and custody and things, anything related to families and I think juveniles was still downstairs, but so it was an appointed position.
So when I went for the emergency order,
Appointed,
it
not
went to
voted.
the actual family judge, but it went to him, and he signed the order because the county attorney's office, everybody that's seen the video, even social services, agreed he risked her life, even if she wasn't in the vehicle like he claims. There was 2 other children in the vehicle.
He had firearms, unsafe around children.
Was shooting. He drove to somebody's house 2 hours away to fight them. I had the full video. The people sent me the full video of it.
So there's
and
not a higher court that you can go to?
We thought. We thought. But we went to court for it. He didn't even show up to that court session. When I showed the judge the video and everything, the next time that we went, because we ended up doing 2 court visits over it, because the first time he didn't show up, the second time he came, he said that the gunshots you can hear was a screen door, and the judge told me that I was trying to manipulate the system to my liking.
Oh, sorry.
Sorry. Stop.
I'm sorry.
So
I just deleted the comment accidentally. Sorry.
It's stuff that you don't expect to happen. It's one of these things. Look, you take them proof. It's like
it is. I know that over here it's really strict as well with child visitation and stuff, because I mean my brother had a son to a woman, and she just refused to let him have any contact once they broke up, and it was a long battle, and they had to then start with the supervised, and then every second. So to drag children away from their routine and their main parent, the courts don't really like that. That's a no-go. Yeah, but they've done the exact opposite to you, and that's you think that's down to basically
who we are, I guess.
Yeah. So this is like a bit of deja vu for you, Brandy, is it?
Oh yeah, it is a lot. I didn't lose custody, of mine, and I had them, but just the harassment. They would come home from school when I got my divorce and everything kind of descent down, for us. Sarah had just turned 8, so she would come home from school and be like,
being in school at 6 or 7 and them coming to interview me.
That was
So you guys think they came a lot younger than that, Mom?
That is right. I forgot.
Taylor started drug court at 7.
Yeah.
You had to go to drug court at 7.
No, her brother.
Yeah.
My brother.
He was in drug court.
How old was he?
14. He was the one that was just totally, from the time he was 14 till he was 30.
Did he get picked up with a basic little charge or something, or
marijuana?
So
marijuana.
He wasn't even distributing. It was
he got caught smoking in high school. He was 14.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
And he got caught smoking, and they took him, Bert Sloan, the ex-jailer, was the school resource officer at the time. So he took him into the court system basically over that. Once they got him inside that system, they contacted me when he was 15 years old and told me they were giving him his GED. And I was like begging them, like, no, you can't do this. That's the only control I have is him being in school. Don't take that from me. And they did anyway. They told me he didn't belong to me. So there's a long line of, just abuse that we've suffered through his juvenile and adult and everything, and put us in a lot of the situations that we're in.
Was that under Mullins, or was that under the judge before as well?
Well, when he first went into drug court as a juvenile, Mullins was the county attorney, I think. type. I'm wrong. But best I remember, he was the county attorney, Mickey was the bailiff, and a judge named Jim Woods was the downstairs judge at the time. So the judge before Mullins. And
So was Mullins the felony judge, yeah?
he was downstairs. So I don't know, it'd be misdemeanors, wouldn't it? County attorney.
Yeah, no, like, sorry.
Thefts, the abuse, domestic stuff like that.
Yeah.
So it would. I think it was.
That was back then.
Yeah.
Was that back then?
Yeah.
So, like, when he was shot, was he then? Did he progress to the felony judge?
No, he was still a downstairs district. He was downstairs district judge still. I mean,
the same judge is still up there.
The one upstairs is the same one that's been there.
Yep.
Yeah. So, but we've been dealing with it since 2006. I was thinking about it earlier that, it's coming on 2026, and, that's 20 years of either one or two of my kids, have been involved in just off the wall stuff, and then, now my grandchildren, it's like when, I think that's why, and I think that's why I finally drew a line and was like, we need to talk. We need to speak up. We need to do something because I don't want my grandbaby or my granddaughter to go through what. Sarah? But yeah, I don't want them to have to go through, because Sarah already is. And if, Tya's daughter is, going through, things. No, we can hear you, baby.
You guys, like, I've got my phone turned all the way up and I can't hear you guys.
We can hear you.
Go out. Can you hear me? Go out.
I can hear you guys, but very lightly. My speaker glitched out.
Yeah, I think your camera did too. Go out and come back in.
Refresh your page and I'll bring you back in.
Okay. But I think that's why I'm so dedicated to it. I don't live in Letcher County anymore, and other than going back for my grandkids, I'm kind of away from it. But there's so many people being done wrong and suffering, and don't know where to turn or what to do or who to trust, and so it's put it's kind of like flashbacks,
Yeah. Well, what was it that you were called? Everyone's witness. For the last 20 years.
I can hear
you. We can see you. Well, kind of. Yeah. Okay. But for 20 years, our family has been dealing with it.
Yeah.
They went all the way.
Not because you're doing anything illegal.
No.
And they knew who you were because you're involved with CPS in the first place. You were fostering children.
Yeah. So
they
it was
to
one
pick
of
on Mom a lot just for the fact that all of Caleb's friends and everybody like Tya, Alexis Bentley, all of them, they all came to our house. Mom was always the safe space.
Yep.
The shoulder to cry on, the place if you're hungry, if you need a shirt to put on your back.
Bless her.
Mom always provided that for everybody in Letcher County. If you can ask somebody in my brother's age range group and go, Brandy Davis, and they go, that's my mom. So Mom was a big light, and they didn't like that. If you got a fire inside of you, they like to put that out because that means you're going to spread good instead of the bad and stop their money flow.
So
I remember Bert Sloan. Sorry. Yes, Mr. Sloan. I remember him coming to the house just because he had a crush on Mom. Bert Sloan, he used to be the jailer before his brother, Brian Sloan. He was a cop at that time. But Mr. Bert, he had a thing for Mom, so he'd come to the house all the time for Caleb. And
or truancy
I remember going to school and going, Bert Sloan comes to talk to my mommy. But they all, there's stories on all of them.
I've been there, you know. I put up with a lot. I have.
I'm not
But
surprised. But do you want to take us back to like when you met and how you met Tya when she was 16? Is that right?
well, actually, I knew Ty when she was little. Her, my dad or is a retired school teacher, so he taught most of these kids that went through a lot of this. He taught most of them, and I think what, fourth grade, Sarah?
Was he
Right
aware
around.
what was going on?
No, all this coming out has absolutely just floored him,
Well,
because
so he didn't know
There
until
was
you
a
guys
lot of
came out,
kids.
until the judge was
There was a
shot.
lot of kids.
right,
Yeah, there's a lot of kids that my papa knew their stories and background and what was going on back home because he was a safe space for a lot of people back home too, as a teacher and a social worker. So he's got background with both of it with some of the kids. But with Ty especially, like he taught her in school. So a lot of the stuff finding out what happened to her from where he wasn't, she hadn't
And
told
he had
him
no idea.
back then. It broke his heart. Those are
yeah,
his kids too.
yeah. So he, kind of like me, he don't have a problem if somebody needs a
Yeah.
place to stay, they just come, and we take care of them and then figure it out. So that's just how I was kind of raised, and that's kind of how
Yeah.
I raised my children to be.
Yep.
And
I
I'm,
kind of had a halfway house for a while when I had a place back in Jenkins. So you take
yeah,
care of those that need taken care of, even if you don't get
Yep.
back, because
Absolutely.
that's what God leads you to do.
but yeah, I met Ty when she had just had her twins. Like me and her actually, like hanging out or whatever, and her coming to my house and stuff. She had just had the twins, and she was going through
A
hell.
lot.
I mean, really. And she didn't know what to do, where to go. I mean, it was just one of them things. And so that we just kind of clicked. She, like I said, she was
I
one of
said
my
that he
son's
left her
friends.
after school sometimes to give her a break from home.
Yeah,
She's in the comments.
yeah.
So, who was looking after the kids? Hang on, kept her in school?
Who knew what
Oh,
now?
sorry, no,
With
with
what?
you. Sorry, I'm sorry.
Oh,
I jumped back to. I thought you were talking about the twins. No, it's okay. He would keep Ty
No.
at school to give her a break from her home life.
Yeah.
Is that
Yeah.
right? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm with you. Yeah.
So, but everybody knows Dad, knows, the kind of person he is and everything. And I think, it all this going on, because we just never talked about stuff. We were raised in a culture, me and Ty was talking about it the other day, that we don't talk about stuff.
Really?
Yeah. Things are like family.
Young, you don't talk.
What about when your kids were in the system? You didn't tell him why?
Oh, well, yeah, he knew all that was, going on then. But, by that time, he had just got over pancreatic cancer, and he had retired from teaching and everything. So we kind of kept a lot of the major stuff, the big stuff. We didn't like throw it on him and Mom because, at that time they had enough. So we tried to always just deal with it ourselves, and so I guess that's why we're stubborn and
But that's
independent
the
now.
culture back home.
It is. It really is.
Culture back home.
And
Everybody
if that's the culture in that county, then I can understand how it didn't go noticed.
Yeah.
Everyone's keeping
I
their
mean,
mouth shut.
you feel like you're in a
Even
wheel.
if you know it and
You
everybody
know.
knows something that ain't talked about. So.
For those
my
that
dad was
don't
an
know,
alcoholic
that's
and Mama had me.
yeah. Appalachian Dreamer is Ty.
Yeah.
Yep, that's Ty's in the comments if anybody wants to talk to her too.
But yeah, I mean, she can't, if she needs help or just wants to get away for a day or two, she comes here, she knows.
Oh, I've seen it.
Yeah. So,
Honestly, that's the way for all the friends back home. If they need a break, if they need us, We're just
We
skip and
always
hop
try
away.
to, yeah,
Now I will say, like, my close community knit here in this in this channel. There's a lot, in fact, quite a lot of women who have experienced domestic violence and abuse as well. So amongst them, so that's why you probably get a bit more of my empathy as well. But so you are in a safe place here, and my mods have been they've been well informed to wield their wrench. There is no warnings in this channel. None. You don't get a warning if you're out of line. You just don't come back. Okay. Bye bye.
Exactly.
So yes, it's a very, very safe place here, and you are very well supported. Well, as much as
Thank
we can
you, guys.
from here. So
Yeah.
okay, so then your son
Oh,
was
click.
in.
No space.
oh, it did it again.
I'll just mute her until she's ready. And she can come. Oh, she'll come back up. So what was that? Every 2 or 3 weeks I go, Davis back.
Yeah. It's just
If
place to your rest.
I had the money, I'd do it too. Yeah.
We had, I mean, but when the kids were growing up and going through all this, the harassment that I got, they would eat everything in the world was said, and I hate that my kids had to go through that,
Yeah.
because I know between me and their dad, we probably embarrassed them, enough, but
Good.
to have
But it's
the
just sad that it comes down to the almighty dollar. Everyone's
every bit
got
of
a
it,
price.
every bit of
And
it.
that it's absolutely disgusting. So you weren't involved in all the stuff that's coming out now, although you knew of it. Is
Yes.
that right, Judge Mullins?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
The
Okay.
girl, like I said, for the girls was, at my house, a lot and everything. And they, Ty, Lexi, and, those are the two names I use because there's probably 50 more, but I don't,
Yep.
you know what I mean?
You know the other two that have come forward as well, is Gemma and Jamie?
Yes. Well, now I know Gemma real good. And Jamie, I don't know her,
From her interview, I think it was probably more her mum.
well, I think I knew her mom. But to say that, they was ever, at my house or anything, I think she's a lot younger. She's more like
Yeah.
Sarah's
Yeah.
age group. And, cause most of the kids that was at the house are in their 30s now, so, and, most of them are still in the county, still in and out of jail. It's like they took this group of kids and just raked them over the coals, and continue to. Petty.
And then you've got nowhere to go either. Like if your court system and your police system is corrupt, then who do you turn to?
Right.
Where do you go? And then the judge mandates your sanction, or mandates you what you're supposed to do as part of your sentence type of thing, to somewhere where they're going to make money out of you, and want to keep you there. So,
oh yeah, I mean, any
providing
sanctions led to rehabs led to, it was just a constant cycle, of things. Okay. I'm gonna let you tell about the breast with the babies and stuff before you.
Okay, so jumping and skipping up to this last court date that we had just last week.
Yeah.
So we go in. So this entire time that he has had her, for the year and a half he's had her, his mother has had her. Yep. So previously in this past month, he decided to go take her from his mother, ripped her out of her brother's arms, his own son, ripped her out of his son's arms, and takes her out of school, takes her to pretty much not a very good place, but he takes her.
He's
They're
homeless.
homeless.
They're
He's
homeless.
living with his girlfriend, his new baby mama, because she's pregnant, whose family is in Crafts Collie. So they're homeless, staying with her family. So he
So
brings
fucked.
my child. He brings Scarlett to court, our 4-year-old daughter, instead of sending her to school, all that, because he doesn't have nobody to watch her. So I, being selfless, I already knew that because I've been in some recent trouble from where I didn't have the paperwork and everything. That at that time, I knew that they were going to be skeptical about giving her to me for emergency. So when we went up to talk to the judge, because his lawyer did not come, I asked the judge, I asked my lawyer, I said, can she at least go to his mother's house with her brother so I know she's safe? Because she's not safe. She's not safe at all. I know her father. I've got videos and evidence and proof enough of her father and recordings of both of my children talking about the violence that he has done in front of them just in this year. So
Yeah.
Have you got a protection order against him, or?
Yeah. So when we got to court, I noticed that his mother had her in her lap. He was letting her sit with his mom. That was the first time his mom got to see her in that period of time also. So as soon as I seen her, I started waving at her and blowing kisses, and she was giggling and everything. So her father decided to take her back there to where she couldn't see me.
And she
Every time
crying.
her little head would peek out, he would take and shove her up in his armpit while she was crying. So that entire time she was crying. So we get done. I asked the judge. They did whatever they did and set the new date for us to come back. So as we're leaving, because he's having to stay so that way our daughter can interview with the guardian ad litem, Miss
Ashley Sturcum.
Oh, it's back. Okay. Okay, so she wanted to interview her. So as we were leaving to leave the courtroom, I stopped and I said, can I at least hug her? He said, yes, thank God. And she ran up to me, and the way that she hugged me, she didn't want to let go. She hugged me so tight, and she looked up at my mom, and she said, where are you going, Mama? And then she went and tucked her little head into me. Me and her were crying together, and I kept telling her, it's okay. Everything's going to be all right. You're strong. Everything's going to be okay. Everything's going to be okay. And his mom went to walk towards us, because mom hadn't even got to give her a hug yet, which I still feel bad for. But his mom went to walk over.
Got kisses.
And he jumps up and automatically, mind you, the judge has already started a new session with somebody else. Jumps up in the middle of court, starts screaming, throwing a fit, starts playing tuck. So when he started coming at me and my daughter, I handed her up to his mom. Because automatically I already knew he's going to come at me. You're going to come at me with my daughter not in my hands.
In the courtroom?
Yeah.
We're still in the courtroom,
In the courtroom. So his immediate attention as I handed her up to his mom was to start trying to play tug of war with his mom over her. So the bailiff comes over, pushes us all out. As she's in his mom's arms, crying, screaming, I keep telling her, baby, cover your ears, don't listen. Cover your ears, don't listen. I love you. It's going to be okay. Cover your ears. So at that point, my lawyer drags me away as she starts recording. Well, she got on video, him threatening the bailiff, all of it. Then he threatened my lawyer's life. And then my lawyer forced us to leave the courtroom. Like, she followed us out to make sure that, like, I left because it was such a bad situation. So they're ordering him to do a mental evaluation. But this person just threw a fit in the middle of court, played tug of war with the child, threatens everybody, including the lawyers, bailiff, his mother, and you're still letting her go home with him.
Yeah.
The judge didn't
with
stop
her
him.
scared like that.
No.
In that moment, the defeated feeling I feel.
Anything?
Huh?
Did he say anything?
Nope. Sent the bailiff to take us outside.
And the bailiff, what did the bailiff think? Bailiff didn't say anything?
Nope, they didn't do nothing. The only thing they did was say that he had to do a mental evaluation. But at that point, if you think that he needs a mental evaluation, why are you still sending the child home with him? In that moment, being a mother, not being able to protect your child, not being able to comfort your child, not being able to hold your baby and tell her it's okay and it actually be okay. I was in such a distraught state. We went home and I had to go to sleep. I had to.
Bet you
I
were.
couldn't. What do you do as a mother? When you're fit, you've showed them you're fit, you're caring, you want to be there. You actually want to be there, not forced to be there. You want to be there.
And
But
get
they don't
Bad.
want to
taken off
hear
you for
your
no
voice.
reason
What
at
point
all.
is it going to take? What point is it going to take for them to take this seriously? I've showed abuse. I've showed proof of it. I've took pictures. I've took videos. I've done it all. What is it going to take? Is it going to take my child getting hurt? Is it going to
We
take
have
her life for them to
we have
take it seriously?
even we have even posted messages of his own family saying he's not safe.
Really?
You know, oh yeah,
His family has come to me and basically told me I just need to forget about my children.
What
move
Until
on.
the
he started acting
fuck?
psycho and ran off with her again.
Oh,
And then now they want, I don't know, help. But they've put us through the ringer with this
But the
with the
one thing
baby.
that I will make
have
clear
you not
though,
stabbed?
even with
How have you
all
not
of
stabbed
the
her in the eye
hurt
with a
they
chopstick?
huh?
How have you not stabbed her in the eye with a chopstick?
It's hard some days. The biggest thing about it is even with all the hurt and pain that they've caused on me, keeping my kids alienated from me, even with all of it, even though they've hurt the kids doing this, I still wouldn't keep my kids from them. If they told me the next court visit that I get both of them clear and free, and I never would have to let them see them another day in their lives, I would still make it to where my
Me
kids
too.
can see their other family because that would just hurt my children.
And that's a
All the
testament
times
to
up before
there's
this,
not
all the
many parents
times
out
where
there
I
that do
could have
that.
either protected my life from him or had him put in jail because he attacked me when I worked in the jail. I saved him from getting a 20-year sentence on assault on an officer.
Oh, that's
I
right.
didn't
So
want my kids.
you were interviewed the same day as Tya with
Yep,
Ben and yeah, you were the one
yep, with Ben.
that
Or
go to the
Brian.
jail
Brian.
sitting at the table. Yeah, yep.
Yeah,
Okay, name to your face.
yep.
Cool.
But yeah, that's me. But even when I worked at the jail, he came to the jail multiple times. One time it was on New Year's Eve. He was drunk. He came up from the bar, him and his brother. His brother
Yeah,
wouldn't even walk in the jail. And he tried to break into the jail, the guarded door, to get into the jail to me. That would, like, but I have
Ty,
all this proof and everything, and then they still, like, what has to happen? What has to happen
Yeah,
to my
what
child
does
for them
have
to
to
take it
happen?
seriously?
What happens like with CPS? So can you not go to them, or they
I
have to
well,
do
have.
stuff?
we
We started my visitation. Got to do supervised visitation starting out there for the first 2 months. I showed them proof of abuse. Every time they brought her in there dirty, I made them come and look. Everything. I've got on video her even telling me that if she asked daddy about me, she would get in trouble. I have it
That's
all.
parental
I would show
alienation.
the
That's illegal.
it's illegal.
yeah,
Even down to this past time. So
Can you not have him charged?
they have kept me from 4 visits.
yeah. So that's
Now,
contempt of court.
is this Daniel Dotson?
Now
No, not now.
he
He's on
It's
retired.
the
disability,
other
unfortunately,
one.
isn't he? Has he gone on
He
disability?
Yep.
So,
he
pardon?
retired back in the spring. Which at that point, instead of our case continuing from where it was at that point, we had to start over again. Like almost a year into it.
They
So
didn't even
Why
finish
couldn't
our
they hand over the files?
divorce.
what,
Why couldn't they
Yeah,
just
Sarah?
we
get over the
got all the
files?
we got. I have no clue. I have no clue why they haven't done it. It's to the point my witness has had to drive from Tennessee over 14 times. 14 times
Altogether,
for them to just keep rescheduling and pushing it.
we go in and they'll reschedule it from anywhere from 3 to 6 weeks, just somewhere in that
For
time
no
zone.
reason.
If
Just
anybody wants to check out some of the videos that I have of the abuse or even the messages, you can check
Send
my
them.
TikTok out. I'll
Email them to
send
me,
them.
Sarah.
I'll show them all. But I'll definitely send them to you. But
but
I'll
yeah,
give my
she
TikTok
had
handle just in case anybody. It is Sarah Davis, SarahDavis 4915. And I've got the videos on there of him attacking me, attacking his ex-girlfriend. He broke into her house drunk, fled from the cops that night, wrecked, ended up in the hospital. I showed them the video of him even threatening her children in the video, threatening her children after breaking into her house, disabled her vehicle to the point she had to get rid of it.
Now everybody has
Still
seen these
nothing.
videos. The judges, the guardian ad litem, the attorneys. Everybody's seen
Everybody,
these. We have.
social
What does your
services,
attorney say?
everybody, to go through the court system, to bear it out and
Go
go
for it.
through it
Really?
and continue to do it. Keep
Continue to
fighting,
fight.
stay strong.
That's
I know
all.
that the attorneys and stuff, the higher ups are part of it, but what about your attorney?
I can't really speak too much on that.
That kind of answered. Yeah.
Yep,
but
yep. And you can't
I
go
don't know.
Uh,
I think him threatening her really showed
might
her
put a
that
fire in her butt.
we were being serious. I don't know if she just thought we was making a lot of, making it
Well, her
sound
seeing
worse.
the abuse too, she sees everything. I mean, these
Yeah.
people have harassed me on Facebook. His family has harassed me on Facebook. I have messages of his family threatening to physically assault me. I've had this man hold guns on me. I have had this man hold guns on his ex-girlfriend in front of her children and go, "I'm going to kill your mommy." So what?
in front of your children.
It was in front
In
of her
front of all
children.
the
It was
children. In front of her children.
so yeah. He's very, very unstable, and I mean he presented in court the other day how unstable he really is, and they still told us to go, and left her with him, and it's just so disheartening. There's no reason whatsoever. I told
What are
Sarah,
you
I said,
supposed to tell your baby when they ask when
Yeah.
they get to come
Yeah.
home and you don't have an answer? What are you supposed to
we
say?
don't, because she
And
thought
they're
that
not going to understand.
I had come to get her because
Yeah.
ever since this happened and we
At
started getting, she would look at
at
me
the
and
point
tell
of him
me,
taking her, she had only once in her lifetime ever heard an argument, and it was between me and her father. It was when we had gotten back together. He had moved in with me and my family, and we had an argument. And even with us getting barely loud, she was so scared that she covered her ears, went in the corner, and kept saying stop. That was the first and only time she has ever heard an argument up until him taking her. And since he has taken her, she has had to see violence. Her attitude has changed. Her mental state has changed. He's changed my baby. That's that same little
What does his
safe little
mother have to
girl.
say about it? What does his mother say? Like, is
She
she
wants her.
enabling him?
The only thing that she wants, it isn't about what the kids want. It doesn't matter about their safety because she's already proven that she will put her son first. It's not about anything about. The only thing that she cares about is herself. She's the one who actually made the comment to me before he ran off with Scarlett again that I just needed to forget them. Mind you, I've had a hysterectomy. I went through cervical cancer in the year 2023, and I had a hysterectomy, and I can't have any more babies. He's got another one on the way. He didn't want his first two. He even mentioned to everybody that his son is like a brother, and he wanted nothing to do with Scarlett. I found the planners of the year 2020 and 2021, the little year planner, where I marked down my fertility days. I took fertility pills. I planned very hard for Scarlett. I spent over, and I still have the records because PayPal and Chime. I know, over $5,000 on getting ready for her, not including the money that my mom and my family paid to buy and have all their house stocked up too. The little girl had enough outfits that we could have changed her 20 times a day and her still have a new outfit that she never got to wear by the time she's 2. Up until the flood happened. The flood ended up taking a lot of it, but I had everything.
But even at that,
He never spent a penny.
Even during that time, it was a natural disaster, and his family got wiped out. We got wiped out. We were living in campers, and me and his mom, we would
Actually,
work.
if you want to be technical, the first 2 weeks after the flood, my family actually stayed in his house with
Yeah,
him and his girlfriend. That's how
that's how
close our
close
families
we all
were, and I
were,
tried to co-parent with him.
and it was
So you
I've
so
got
can't live with
weird.
pictures of
yourself.
us all going to family events together. Birthday, Christmas, Thanksgivings, Easters. We went to all of it to make sure that they got both sides of their family.
Yeah,
Why did they decide to take that from them? Why did they take a happy time where they got to have both of their families to being selfish and only wanting their time? It's only important that they get to see them. Why is it not important that they see their other family? Why do they not get to see their dying great grandfather and great grandmother before their life's end? Why do they not get to see their autoimmune deficiency grandmother? Why do they not get to see their two uncles that care about them, their great uncles, their aunts, my friends that see them as their like niece and nephews? That we're all missing time with them, and this is all time that we will never get back.
Yeah.
I'll never get this time back with my
How
kids.
old
I
is
have
she
missed
now,
a year
Sarah?
and a half, besides for every other weekend for a
she's
couple. She's
she's
going to be
4.
turning 5 in April.
Yeah,
So your son's
She'll be
older.
turning 5 in April.
yeah, yeah. He will
Yeah, my
be
son will
8
be turning
in
8 in
January.
January.
We've missed
Yeah.
birthdays and holidays, and
And honestly, I want to go ahead and say the details of that. With me and his mother, we shared custody of my son. When he was 6 months old, I tried to take my life. He wasn't in the house. I didn't try to hurt him. I tried to take my life. And at that time, she was somebody that I thought that I could trust. She tricked me into signing custodialship, which was supposed to be a medical thing. That's all in the paperwork. Which turned into her never returning guardianship over after I took the parenting classes. I started medication. I've been with the same doctor for what? This makes 6, 7 years, Mom. I've
Yeah,
stayed consistent with my mental health. I've done all the jumping through hoops, even to the point of one of the times she did give him back and was supposed to sign the paperwork to give him back to me. She then, after I had my miscarriage with the child between Scarlett and Tony, I called it Peanut because we didn't know what it was. A week after my miscarriage, took him away from me again because I was in classes to get my GED and he was spending an hour of time with my mother.
yeah.
Decided to take him
See,
away again, and we didn't get to see him for 6
du-
months.
during that time,
6 months.
I went to jail one time, and one time only ever, and
And
it was over.
you weren't even supposed to have been.
No,
You had
but
Caleb's
they knew that if
medication
they
in your
got
wallet.
me, they knew if they got me out of the way, to Sarah was isolated, and they could
Divide and
convince her of
conquer.
anything.
The arrest
You
happened the
know,
day that I went to leave their father because he had kicked in the bathroom door on me, and I had it recorded. He kicked in the bathroom door on me. He assaulted me. He beat the crap out of me. I called my mother. She and my sister-in-law came and got me, and we went to go pick up my son. And at the same time of them showing up to pick up me, his brother pulled in the driveway to pick up him. His mother locked the door on me to keep me from getting my child. I called the cops. And they make the assumption of drugs being in the vehicle. The only thing my mother had on her that day of the arrest was my brother's medication. It was Suboxone. He just got put in jail a few months prior to that, and it was his medication. We proved it was his medication. So she got out of that completely. But it was a simple fact. It was to get them out of the way. I didn't have a license. I didn't have a vehicle. I didn't have any other way. So I showed the cop the abuse. He told me it wasn't abuse, laughed in my face, and left me with the
Jim
abusers.
Stephens.
So it's one of those
Jim,
things. I didn't have my family. They were taking my child from me, and I wanted to die. If somebody's keeping your kid from you, why do you want to live? I mean, honestly.
it's
Yeah.
okay, baby.
Yeah. Sweetheart, my heart goes out to you.
Them babies know you love them. They know we love them.
Oh,
It's
and
it's.
for
But
someone to have gone through all of that and
this whole
still
system
want
is
to
just.
share, like,
It's like a vicious,
It's just hard.
yeah,
a
It's
vicious
definitely just
cycle.
hard because I know it's hurting my kids and the
yeah,
fact that I can't
and
comfort them.
Yeah,
and
it
you
broke
won't be the
It's
only
my job
family
to
that that's
protect them.
happened to either.
Yeah.
You can probably
It's
tell.
my job to protect them, and I feel like I've just failed.
I
Even
know.
though it's the system failing us, it makes you feel like
Yeah.
you fail as a
Yeah.
parent.
I know.
It's that
No, well,
degrading and belittling thing that they
yep,
kind of like an initiation, almost like, we're going to take everything you have, everything you love, everything you care
yep,
about.
yep.
We're going to strip you of all
And
of it.
that's the thing. I was never selfish with it. If they wanted extra time with her, I wasn't selfish. All the pain in the past 9 years of knowing that family, all the pain and everything, I never let it bother me to affect their relationship with them. Why would they want to hurt my kids?
So do you think that someone planted that seed in his head?
His mom. She wanted both of the kids. And she planted the seed, and she got the first year and a half until he just took up and took off with her.
So have you got a protection order against him or anything?
We have a civil restraining order to where we can still talk to each other, but if anything pops off, it activates the restraining order
And you
part of it, I guess.
You can't use what happened in the court last week as a violation of that?
It should be.
That should have violated it. He's threatened me in his mother's driveway to pick up the children, and it's on videotape on his mom's security cameras. Him threatening my life of, you better get out of the driveway, and I'm here to pick up the
Kids are
kids,
in
and
the
the kids
car.
are in the vehicle, and you're threatening my life.
So who do you take that to activate it? The sheriff?
It would be the county attorney for them to take it before the judge, and that's where I keep getting told that I'm just trying to manipulate the system.
You go round in circles.
Yeah,
Literally,
because they're not going to make anything easy.
I feel like a dog chasing its tail.
Because they'll send us from this one to this one to this one, and or tell us there's nothing we can do. You have to wait. You have to wait till the next time in court.
Or
and
social services tell you, well, we don't know why did they take you? Why are they allowing this? Them even questioning it, and it's like, okay, well, why are you guys not doing anything? If you don't even understand why she's not with me, you're telling me there's no allegations, that there's no accusal of abuse, none of it. I'm able to show you she was fit, happy, she was fed. When I hugged her in court, I could feel that my child's lost weight. Where's she missing food at? Are you not giving her breakfast? Are you not giving her lunch? Are you not giving her dinner? What are you not giving my baby?
This has been a nightmare. We, and we don't know how to get out of it. Well, they gave us the way out. It just continues to drag on and on and on. And these alienation of a parent or a grandparent is abuse. It's detrimental.
Absolutely, absolutely.
And nobody, even the guardian ad litem, none of them are taking this into consideration.
None of them are taking into consideration. Nobody's thinking of their mental health. At 3 years old, I talked to my ex-mother-in-law. I talked to Kim about putting my son into therapy because he already had abandonment issues because of how much she's yo-yoed him out of my life. He came to me at 3 years old and told me, Mommy, I don't want to live anymore.
Oh.
So how does he feel now about to turn 8, being kept from Mommy? Just 2 months ago, I have a recording of him even saying he wanted to be home. That he wants to be with his mommy so he can have everybody because he knows I wouldn't keep them from them. So how is this what's best? How is keeping them from me what's best? All it's doing is hurting them. All it's doing is breaking their hearts.
And Sarah has never, or me, been accused of,
I'll tell you what, there's been one time I whipped my son. And that's because Daddy laid a gun on the ground. Thank God it was empty, but he picked it up. And we just brought Scarlett home that day from the hospital. And he picked it up and pointed it at me and a sissy. I handed her off and I busted his butt. And I sat there and I cried with him. And that was the one and only time that I have had to whoop my son. Scarlett don't even get
whooped. It wasn't a whooping. I was there. It was more of a fork on the diaper. But,
but still,
it was hard, but she wanted him to learn.
My son can sit and even tell you, Mommy sits and talks to us. Mommy explains it to us, and if not, they go in timeout. They go into a corner. They hate staying in that corner more than they hate getting their butt whooped. You're taking that time where they can't play on the tablet. They get mad about that.
Are they going to school?
Uh, she was when she was with his mother, but Tony's
Yeah,
in school. Tony has always left school. Even before he was in school, he would get excited whenever his uncle Elijah would get on the bus in the mornings and say that he was ready to be on the big boy bus with Elijah. So he loves school. He don't like it much now that he knows he has to get up every morning
homework.
that early.
He
Yeah, the
told me
novelty wears off fairly
homework.
quick.
But he loves it.
So
But
And
what
he's
is the
brilliant.
stop? If there's
in
no
my
court
mind,
orders and there's nothing to stop you, what is there stopping you from going to school and picking him up and not taking him back? Do the same.
Honestly, just the fear.
with the retaliation that we think we would
Because
So
get.
you,
she is the de facto guardian, but I still have my full rights.
okay.
And so, another thing with the school stuff too, there's a
Thank
level
you,
of
Teresa.
protection with school. Scarlett being in school, they're mandated reporters and stuff at school. So by him
And does
taking
anyone
her
put any
out of school,
This is the second time in
that's
a year
another
period that
line.
he's ripped her out of school.
Yeah.
This
Has
is the
any
second.
school said or done anything in writing?
It's literally he keeps doing all
They just
these
won't send her.
things. He keeps doing all these things that should show unfit, like taking her out of school twice,
And no
and
one's
he keeps
reported.
getting away with it. Nobody
Getting
does the thing.
nothing.
Nothing.
He went to jail also during this time. I mean, there's no, I don't know. To me, and then you feel helpless because where are we going to go? No attorney will touch a custody case. I mean, it's just like, oh, no,
It's such a complicated custody case, also,
right.
that nobody wants to deal with it. I'm lucky that my lawyer took me on, and I honestly understand why she doesn't really want to fool with it. I wouldn't want to fool with all this either. It's such a complete and total mess.
So can you go outside of the county, or will they let them represent you in that? Or can you ask for it to be seen in another county?
It just
Do you know?
even asking to take it out of their courts period, the judges have to sign off and agree to it, and they take it as a
insult.
personal. They take it very personal.
So we was
He needs
told
to
that
go.
would
He needs to
probably.
go.
I have a friend that was actually in custody court also, because she's dealing with the same thing, sort of. And she asked to be moved court sessions, and the judge flipped out on her, told her, "You ain't getting what you want, and you ain't getting to see your kid. Leave. Come back another day."
Yeah. There's no rules. Period.
We
There's
are
no.
in Letcher County. We are the wild, wild west.
It's
We
how
are
it
the wild,
feels.
wild west. Stuff
You've
that shouldn't
got
happen happens, and
you've
nobody wants.
got people in positions of power that need to be doing certain jobs or
And they're
doing them
abusing it.
better. And, you've got all this abuse. They're just turning the other way because they simply maybe just don't like us. I don't know. But they're looking the other way at all this evidence. And, like Sarah said, what's got to happen?
Yeah.
Before they kind of stop and say, this
Judge
person
got died.
Why is my evidence good enough to help other people? Okay, so the people who gave me the video recording of him going up there, attacking them, and him shooting at them with my child in the car and another child present. So when they sent me that video, I sent them a bunch of my evidence. They got custody of their 3 kids. That man got custody of his 3 kids because the mom was dating my ex-husband. So if they were able to completely terminate her rights and take those children just because of my evidence of the man that she was with, why are my children with him? Why? Why did that court system see, oh, this man is dangerous, but our court system goes, oh, he's perfectly fine?
Yeah, it was in another county, actually down this way more, but they seen that he was psychotic and they didn't want children around him. But yet
he has made an embarrassment of the court of Letcher County Courthouse. They've embarrassed themselves basically with this. How can you not put how Can you not care that you're putting a child's life in danger with the proof? They see
You not have
this.
him charged. Like, surely
That was
there's someone out there. And we
I
really
don't,
need to get this out to the legal system and hope that someone comes forward and
and you know, the
gives that
sad thing
out.
of it is we're not the only family
No,
going
no.
going through this right now. And
And you're probably
you,
just scratching the surface.
yeah,
And this is only coming to light now because of Mickey.
yeah.
But Mickey doing that led a big gateway, and this actually left a comment on one of Lila, his daughter's videos the other day on TikTok.
She's beautiful, isn't she?
She is.
Beautiful.
She's always been a beautiful
I
girl.
just looking at her hair, it's like she's like a Barbie doll.
She is. Oh, when she was younger. Oh, the videos that she do with her daddy when he became sheriff and everything. She's always been gorgeous.
Your daddy's girl, yeah.
But
Big time.
I even told her that he would be proud of how much she stepped up. But he was a big staple for Letcher County. He actually cared about cleaning things up. Yes, he might have kept a blind eye and all this stuff, but you got to think.
At the same time, he has to live in this county and work in it.
Right.
Yes.
For how long?
Right.
So where does he go?
But he was fixing what he could, what he had the
And
power
there's
to.
never ever been any allegations or any reports or anything that he has ever been involved in what's gone on at all.
Too.
Is that right?
But yeah,
We don't, yeah, we've not had anybody or had,
Well, I've not heard of anyone, and I've been digging. So
so, you know,
there's not been a single person say anything bad, really. I mean, he was always fair with everybody. He was a happy-go-lucky man. He treated
I
his
think they
workers
took
fair.
advantage. I think they took advantage of him, his kindness. They,
'cause I know
you know,
that
I feel like he felt his family was threatened, and
They were.
he had to
They
do what
were.
he had to do. He had to do what he had to do. He didn't have to do it in that way, in that manner. I'm not condoning it, but he did what he felt like he needed to do.
and
that opened a door for all of us victims. I even told Lala, I said, you should be proud. You should be proud that your father
Absolutely.
opened the door for all these
Yes.
victims.
yeah, and then she has to put up with, people making assumptions and accusations and
Oh,
Yeah.
that has
Yeah.
absolutely burnt my butt. That has. And I'm going to be coming out with a video on TikTok soon for that one. And Mom and Ty just keep telling me I need to edge it down a little bit.
well, the thing is, it's a volatile environment. Okay, so like I've done a bit of digging on Daniel Dotson in particular, and from what that I've seen, he's almost like the gatekeeper. Like, so when Mickey had to go for that deposition for Ben Steins, he accompanied him down there, not as a representative of the law, but to make sure he kept his mouth shut.
Yep.
Yeah.
Guys, I'm going to step out for just a minute, and I'll be right back. Okay.
Okay.
Allegedly, it's what I've seen and what I found. Allegedly, it was him that threatened Mickey's wife and child, and Lala, and the video of the actual day of the shooting, where Mickey goes off to do that food delivery with the preacher.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It was a normal regular client that they were going to see. And apparently he was led out into the bush somewhere.
Yeah.
And that's why he came back as paranoid as he was.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's what I've been able to, as I said, it's alleged, but it makes sense.
Yeah, I think that like where we're from the area, like I told you, we say things and just assume everybody knows who we're talking about or what we're talking about because we know, we're not realizing that, other people
family tree.
The community dynamics, and so it's kind of, hard to deal with things and, to have somebody like Daniel Dotson over family court and over our families and our, it's kind of ironic Maybe I don't I don't know, but there's so many ties that tie in with that, with what happened with
I
Mickey,
don't.
because if
I
you
think
look
he
at the
didn't know what else to do.
interviews after the shooting, him
Yeah.
talking about things, he was just, I thought, wow, it kind
I,
of shocked me that he said some of the things he said.
I wish that there was some audio in that video, and I wish someone, or even a lip reader or someone, to come and
See,
tell
I
us what
said
was
that the
said,
whole
because
time,
yeah,
a lip reader.
yeah,
But if
because
you know, like where we know them personally, we can watch that video and we kind of see,
Yep.
we can kind of, get a vibe of, well, Mickey's acting off, or
yeah, yeah.
and so,
Well,
to be on the outside looking and not know their personalities,
mhm.
it probably just looks like, what is going on,
And I think Mickey probably thought this was his only way that he could get it. I mean, you take out the top pin, then the dominoes fall. That's my assumption of what he may have thought.
Yeah. And
Because you watch
we,
his behaviour after he comes back from lunch. No, after the shooting, and he goes outside,
yeah,
and the preacher man's out there, and I'm like, why is he keeping his distance? He's in the car park, like backing away from Mickey.
yeah.
Why? What's the yeah? And
And
it was
see
him that went out.
I had questions about that too, because in my mind, those last people that was in the room with him, they left. If I had two friends going at each other, I would stand pretty close to the door, just in case
Absolutely.
something did happen.
Yep.
So, I kind of wondered how they didn't automatically know who did it. Because who was last in there, or who did they leave in there, So I always thought his actions were kind of
Well, the smoking room was just
strange.
off to the back there too. Like, and you saw the video. Actually, I might try and find it in a second. But you see the video after Mickey leaves, and then the security guard, the grey-haired guy, sort of
Yeah.
like walks past and just glances and keeps walking. Like,
Yeah, instead of rendering
it's
some
okay.
aid.
Yeah, didn't check his pulse, nothing. It's like, oh yeah, no, it's a dead judge. I'll just keep going, see that every day. Like,
Right. And there was still movement. I think someone had analyzed the video or something, and there was some movement still. So, he could have rendered some sort of aid
the
or
first thing you would do would be check his pulse and make sure he's okay. No, I'm just walking past. So, oh yeah.
So a lot of that whole thing just is kind of wonky, and then you get stories that this happened or this was said or that, and there's no coincidence. All this revolved around that deposition,
Oh,
every
for
bit
sure.
of it.
And that's
And
what. So they were scared that Mickey was going to open up and say something, basically, because that's where it all
mess
started.
up. I think they was
Yes,
more worried
yes.
he would mess up and say something that would lead into another can of worms or, something like that. So, because
And he's got no one to report to either. Like, he might know what's going on, but who the fuck does he tell? Like,
yeah, right. Like I said, I always said, it's like he packed the whole town of secrets on his back.
yeah. No
Do
wonder
I
he's
do I
got
tell
mental
on this
issues.
person? Do I tell on this person? Who's the sacrifice this time? Who's
So-
going to have to take one for the team? And I kind of feel like he got the short straw this time.
Yeah, absolutely. And look, by no means people aren't stupid. They know. They're not. They know. Like, they can put two and two together. Do you know what I mean? As far as Mickey goes, so these people throwing shit and shade where it doesn't need to be, that will dissipate. Don't worry, because he's got his whole life's reputation. He's been a bailiff there for how many years, and he's been, the elected, the sheriff there for how long has he been elected sheriff?
Gosh, it's been a while.
20 years he was bailiff for Mullins, wasn't it?
Yeah, he was. He was the bailiff. Like I said, he was the bailiff for the judge before Mullins too. So, him and Mullins was in the courtroom as bailiff and a county attorney, I believe is what he was. So,
Were they friends
yeah.
at any time?
Yeah. I mean, I always assumed they was because, during breaks or whatever, they would talk in the courtroom and you'd see them, on the street or outside because Mullins would always be outside smoking
Yes,
most of the time.
yes,
So,
yes.
but I always just assumed they were friends because, they
Then
might not be
again,
best buddies,
you just
best of
said you were
friends.
brought up in that environment, so maybe they were just putting on that front too. Who knows?
Right. So, I mean, because there was a lot of things that went on, gosh, 20 years ago. You had different players in town doing different things. And so,
So has it gotten worse over the 20 years, or is it?
it's about the same. I mean, I've been told all kinds of stories by, people that's like my dad's generation, about things that a certain judge did, that was definitely against the law, but, everybody just kind of looked the other direction. But I don't think there was a lot of, sexual things and stuff like that was going
So
on.
that came more with Mullins.
That I think so, honestly. Well, no, I think Dawson too. I mean, you had both of them kind of
Okay.
the ladies' men of Whitesburg,
Yeah.
kind of. So you had them both kind of, and and I think Daniel even come out and said that he was friends with Kevin. So, but
So, because initially, because Terithia obviously is, she lives in Kentucky, and we speak every day, and she was the one that put me onto this, and I forgot what I was going to fucking say now. You know how you have that brain fog, yeah?
I do that a lot. I do that a
Um,
lot.
I was actually laughing because I'm like, what a, Brian is there's non-zero chance of jury nullification in this case, and I was like, what? And Tyler's gone, can you put that in layman's? So the jury might hear what's happening in this case and decide to find Mickey not guilty, even if he's technically, yeah. But it's
I
Kentucky
think
is one of the states that the prosecution can request for a change of venue, which they have done.
Yeah.
And that hasn't been ruled on yet. And I think the defense wants it to stay. Is that right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And I
Yep.
think it'll make a big difference because, our whole community, I'm not going to say the whole community, but a lot of the community feels kind of the way we did, about the whole situation. He shouldn't have handled it the way he did, but at that time, who knows what was going through his mind? Who knows? Huh?
You're talking about Mickey?
Yeah, Mickey.
Yeah. Look, no one's condoning his actions, but you can, if you're in that same place,
Understand.
you can. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Because if it, come down to my family or that, that
not even
no
a
questions asked. No questions asked.
No. Mm-mm.
And so, but like I said, I think that the pressure of that deposition
Have
and
brought it to the
everything
surface.
going on,
Well,
because you
before
don't
that,
know
no one knew, did they?
our little town, the way it works, so you can guarantee you for the week leading up to it, every one of them pulled him aside. Now, hey, Mickey, man, kind of those kind of situations.
Yep.
And I would say the stress would, my MS, I'd be done for that kind of level of stress, because
And
the whole thing
Brian,
was, kind of depended on what he said. Does it end here or do they investigate further? Kind of,
and that's what
that's
Daniel was there for. The added pressure of having him sitting there, making sure that he didn't say anything.
That's one thing that I found in some of I had went back and looked through the depositions and was kind of glancing through them. And the one where Daniel was there. The deposition for Ben Fields case. Yeah. And they said that they say in the top or the beginning of that whatever the paperwork that Daniel Dotson was on Zoom. And so I don't know if It's just
I do
something
know
I
that he was participating. I know that.
so
in what
it kind of made
capacity?
me wonder.
I should have that here.
Is it Ty?
Yes.
It's my Ty.
That worked out great
Sarah, sorry.
that was working good until the sound went out on Restream. So I just said I'll just close this one out and then finish up with you all.
Oh,
Then me and Brandy
dual
can
stream
come for our
didn't stop
post show.
working, did it? The dual stream stopped?
Yeah.
What?
She said, did your stream stop?
Oh,
You did.
yes, it stopped.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've still got it
Yeah,
recording.
we
So I
started
can
having
get over to you,
technical glitches. So
I've not
We do
done
that
that
a lot.
either. So I have streamed like on
not that
other
that's a
places,
surprise.
which is great. It's really handy.
I
But
was telling her a couple of things I had found in the depositions, that odd thing that where it
That's what I'm
said
looking for.
Daniel was from Zoom instead of actually being there. And, there's just weird little things if you look through it. It makes you wonder, was he there actually, or
what have I got here? I've got so much shit in here. Oh, that's a good one.
but it said something
Ben
about
Fields'
the
interview.
honorable Daniel Dotson or something.
I've got Ben
But it said
Fields.
via Zoom.
there we go.
Judge Mullins videotapes. Oh, the allegations.
Now,
I need to go through this folder. I think we might have to organise a doc read. I'm sure I've got it here somewhere. I know I have.
I cried so much my mascara's all clumped together on one
Yeah.
corner of my eye.
Have a look at
My
this.
eye does that.
My fake lash is falling off.
That one I was up blubbering. Yeah, that one got me. That was.
You've just gone live
It
again.
makes it fresh, remembering going through it with my kids.
Yeah.
That's what
So
I
have
was
you
saying.
heard from Leah?
We're not the only ones. We're not the only ones.
No, you're not. Have you heard from Leah?
Yes, she came and ate Thanksgiving dinner today.
So
We
she's out.
finally got her bonded out. My sister helped round up the rest of the bond money. Yes, and her case still makes no sense.
None.
Listen what they did. Okay, just a few months ago, they transferred her pretrial diversion to a probation office in Floyd County.
Yeah.
Because in court, her probation officer got caught lying 4 times. Got caught perjuring 4 times under oath by the judge and got called out for it. So she decided, I'm just leaving the area. Like, just let me get the hell out of here. Give me a different officer somewhere else. Send me to a different county. So that's what they did. This officer tells her that, he ain't doing no nonsense. First time she fucks up, he's going to revoke her. And she's like, okay, cool. Like, she's got her shit together. She's really doing the right thing. She's really clean. She's really been working. She's trying to build a life. She just got married. And so she gets that false arrest in Pike County for the PI.
That was
impounded her car.
Yeah, but
Cost
the warrant was in
$350 to
Letcher.
get the car out of impound, and they busted the headlights out of it. Yes. Okay. The probation is out of Letcher County originally.
Yeah.
But they transferred it to a different county, to Floyd County.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so she's got a
But
probation
the
officer
arrest
over there.
warrant
So
was
when
in
she
Pike,
gets
wasn't it?
this false arrest in Pike County,
Mm-hmm.
mind you, she's not convicted of a crime. She just got arrested and accused of a crime.
was a bench warrant, wasn't it?
And they refused to drug test her. They refused to give her a sobriety test. They did give her husband a sobriety test, but they made him take off his glasses. He wears like really thick prescription lenses.
To do
He
his
can't see the
sobriety
wall.
test.
He can't. It's his glasses to function. It's
So
on his
it's the
driver's
surrounding
license. They made
counties
him
that are fucked
remove
as
his
well.
glasses for the sobriety test, and then
Mhm.
refused to give her one. He told me that I was lucky. This cop tells me on the phone that I'm lucky that he don't charge them both with the DUI, and I just needed to just let it ride.
Is that do you think because
they
They
wasn't in
weren't
the
even
car.
in a
relationship to
car.
you? So is that
The
do you think
fuck you
because of
mean?
the relationship to you?
They weren't in a car to be charged with the DUI.
Yeah, they wasn't even
No,
in the
no,
car.
Yes, absolutely.
I get
It was
it.
4 carloads of state police and Pikeville City Police. 4 carloads came up on 2 22-year-old kids in the park.
So they're targeting your family as well.
Oh
Right.
yeah.
They just got off work. She lost her engagement ring, her wedding ring, earlier that day. And whenever they got done working, they went back to where they were at to go and see if they could find her ring. And they did find it. So then they bust the headlights out of the car and everything. And then just a few days later, she goes in to see her probation officer, who's not in the office. And he admits that he was aware that Letcher County put a court date for a status hearing on her, and he was supposed to notify her and did not. And so, like, the next day or the day of the court, they issued a bench warrant from Letcher County on a Pike County charge, had her arrested in Floyd County, and
Yeah, I
held
know.
for 2 weeks. Get this.
So they held her for 2
2
weeks
days
on no
after she
charge.
was in there, they pull her out for a rehab assessment. She's already completed. She has completed 2 stints in rehab already. Completed long term, 6 to 9 months. Certificate, sober living, did the whole works, and did their IOP program 4 separate times successfully. And they come in 2 days after she's in jail to assess her for rehab again. She said, "Fuck you, get the fuck out of here. You can just go ahead and revoke me. We ain't doing this again. This is retarded."
Yeah.
She said, "I haven't used in months. Nobody will
Been
even
doing
give me
great.
a drug test. But no, fuck y'all. Get out of here with that shit." Because she said, "Mama, what am I supposed to do?" I was like, "Exactly what you did. Tell them no. Tell them to fuck off." Because it's just a big fucking money scam. It's all it is.
Yep.
It's a
All it
Medicaid
is.
fraud scam.
Yeah.
Oh, it makes me fucking mad. It makes me
It ties
Pardon
into
my
the
mouth.
court system, and I mean, it's just
my
it
baby's involved.
weaves
It makes me so angry.
it
And they
weaves
put a
through everything.
$500 bond on her that we just had to come up with, or they were $5,000 that we had to come up with $500 to get her out of jail. So they basically stole her car, held it for ransom, and then kidnapped my kid and held her for ransom.
So no
For
charge.
nothing.
They held her for
She
2
has not
weeks.
committed a crime.
None. They
No
couldn't.
charge. Status hearing. Letcher County refused to come and get her. They set a bond, but refused to come and get her. Because they ain't got a right to come and get her. If they would have come and got her, they would have been fucking kidnapping.
Yeah.
Like, everything about it is illegal. And it's got my blood boiling.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to take it lightly. We can contest the validity of the warrant. We need a lawyer to do so.
Yeah.
And that
See,
I
that's
don't
the
have
spot
yet.
we're
So,
all in. It's like that's the main situation that we're all in. Is every
Yeah.
one of us need
They're
a
all
lawyer
involved.
to
ChatGPT is my lawyer.
present our stuff. You know, we have
Yeah.
all these motions and this and that and contempts of courts and all these things that we
We have
could file,
motions, and
but they
we
tell
know
us
what
we need
needs
a
to be
lawyer.
done, but
We need an Alan Jackson
we
pro
don't
bono.
have the legal capacity to do like all of it. So,
You need
we just need
representation
guidance
from
and advice.
somewhere
Maybe we
else,
should file this
somewhere
instead of
fresh.
this. You know, like I don't even know where to start
Yeah.
with this whole shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
'Cause it does. It gets so frustrating when you see your
Desperately,
kids.
Absolutely.
I don't have money
When
for
you
a
see your
retainer. I mean, but if we can scrape up bond money, we can scrape up some retainer money. If anybody,
Have
you know,
you
I'm
got a
hoping that we
GoFundMe
can
or
get somebody to
anything?
go pro bono until,
Yeah.
like,
Yep. Yep.
you know,
Well,
the
I'm more than
future,
happy to
until our
spread that
business
and try and
develops a little bit more, and then
and you know
maybe then.
it's
But
me and Ty. You know we talk constantly, and you
yeah,
know
we need
it's the fact of watching
desperately
our
for child
kids,
custody, to
watching
contest my
our
parole,
babies
to contest the warrant, all of it.
go through all this stuff is heartbreaking because they ain't nothing we can do, and I feel like sometimes they punish them because of us, you know,
Yeah. And then you got
and
the guilt on top of that.
Mind you,
on top of that,
her father was just murdered in
yeah,
prison. We just buried her dad, whose body was returned to us beaten, and he had been left in the hole and deprived of his heart medication
Yeah.
for over a week until he died
Yeah.
from a heart attack.
Because he was
Yep.
in,
They
he was
killed him in prison.
incarcerated still, wasn't he?
She kept messaging, sending me texts and text messages saying, Mama, I've got a bad feeling. What if they do what they did to Dad? What if they kill me? What the fuck do you do with that information? You know, like, who do you call? What do you do?
Yeah.
We need a lawyer for that too. We need somebody to fucking take that shit on too.
Yeah.
We need a wrongful death. We need an investigation.
Yep.
Yeah,
I've got
definitely.
Now, did you?
I've got all the
Did you
proof.
think
We've got
that?
pictures of his beaten body. I've got the copy of the autopsy saying that it was his heart. I've
Yes.
got witness testimony from other inmates that was in the
He was
hole with
hotshot,
him
yeah?
during the entire week that they deprived him of his medication while he beat on the door screaming for help.
How old was he?
Screaming, I'm going to die without my medicine.
Yeah.
He's what, 45?
47.
47.
And the drug screen
47.
apparently clear,
I'm
wasn't
40
it?
this year. I turned 40 this year, so he would have been 47 in August.
And do you think there was any other drugs involved that they?
Do what?
Do you think he was drugged at all?
Well,
No.
he didn't have
He had a bad
defense
heart.
work.
He was already in congestive heart failure. The only reason he was at that prison was because he was sent back to jail in Letcher County on a probation violation, and
Traffic thing, wasn't
they
it?
sent him to LaGrange for medical care for his heart so he could receive his medication.
And they put him in the hole and deprived him of it.
Because he was in heart failure already. So for them to purposely deprive him of it like that, because they gave it to him all the way up until a week before he got out.
So
And
what,
then it just
why,
disappeared from his med
what
cup.
triggered that?
Then
Why
they
would
quit
that done
answering the door. They quit even going
What do
to
you
his
think triggered them to start
door for med copying.
to?
You think I was involved with that courthouse? How you think I got involved with that courthouse? This man, I'm pretty sure that him and Kevin had some kind of deal going on with me. I think that's how Kevin ended up thinking that he just had the liberty to do what he could do with me, because I think that they had worked something out together.
Really?
Yeah.
I was 13 whenever I moved in with him, and I got pregnant with Leah shortly after I met Kevin. So I was underage. I was 16 when I got pregnant. Like, it was right after, like, boom, 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 like right back to back. So,
And
but he sold Kevin drugs.
They took.
He supplied
they
him in
took
cocaine and
from the
meth
hospital, is that right?
years, decades.
Yeah, he kept the
Who
court.
And she's the baby. Yes, she's the one
No,
that.
hang on.
No,
Who
she
sold?
is the one that they put me off to rehab and to detox, and then rehab, and then my sister took her. My sister took her.
Yeah. But what I
They
was
would meet
saying
me at
though
the
was
door and tell
that
me
her,
to go away and not to get her upset. Don't let her see you. They would push me away.
yeah.
So Sadie's
And
younger
then-
than Leah.
But with Clarence, her dad, our family has been deeply involved with these monsters
I don't think they heard
since
how
I can
you,
remember.
because I think it cut out
And it
that
goes all the
he,
way back into
Why did
the
they?
old one.
What triggered them to put him in the hole in the first place? Like, was there something that set it off?
and get this, Lexi's dad is Clarence's first cousin. Listen,
Yep.
Lexi's dad is Clarence's first cousin.
Yep.
And Lexi was sold right into the courthouse too. And
Wow.
whenever we started
dad's
coming
still
forward and
promoting
saying
me.
these things, he tried to raise up and like cause some problems on Facebook. And I said, "Yeah,
All right,
please give me a polygraph. I'd love to tell him all about you."
We haven't. We need
Yeah.
to
Give me
explain
that opportunity.
Lexi. We haven't.
Give me-
We haven't gone there. So
And he posted a bunch of pictures with Kevin Mullins all hugged up, talking about what a great guy he is. So,
frozen.
His dad,
It's a bit of a
her
delay,
dad
I
didn't
think.
care about it.
So yeah, give us
that's
the
the family
context
we
of
come
what
from.
happened to
Lexi's
to
dead.
Lexi.
Clarence is dead. Silas, my other daughter, Sadie, her dad is dead. Just a few days after he did an interview about Kevin Mullins with Hatfield and McCoy Museum tours.
And what was
Museum
he doing
adventures.
an interview about?
And he died in a car crash. He hit a car head on and killed another
I don't think she's
person.
hearing me.
but his toxicology report said that he had fentanyl and xylazine and nitazines in his system. And he was in sober living. He was going back to his sober living house. He was clean. So how did that get in his system? And you know that doesn't work. That Narcan doesn't work on that. That's straight poison. Straight poison.
Yep.
It's not a drug. That is not a drug. That is not meant to be
We
gotten
have
on. That is
since me and Ty have been like looking into things.
Yeah.
A lot of the people
Well,
that's
and
the cocktail.
the nitazines are hundreds of times more powerful than fentanyl and carfentanil, and Narcan can't touch it. It can't touch it. Up to 10, 12 doses of Narcan, and you're still dead.
Yeah. Now, this is the drugs in the group known as nitrazines. Yep. It's the horse tranquilizer.
Yeah. And the thing of it is, like I was saying, me and Ty have noticed
the xylazine.
We've noticed a lot of the people that have had suspicious deaths have that cocktail in it in their autopsies.
Yep. So just for everyone else, because I don't think they know the connection. So we've got.
I bet you anything if they have a toxicology report on Jennifer Hill, that's what's going to be her cause of death too. It's not an overdose. Okay, that is not an overdose. Whenever you're given those drugs, that's not a drug overdose.
Jennifer Hill was the witness that was going to Sabrina Atkins. Is that right?
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
Okay. And so she died under suspicious circumstances, and
yes,
then Lexi was arrested.
She had spoke against Kevin Mullins.
She what?
They told her that they were going to give her a hot shot and overdose her. They told her how they were going to kill her. They told her they'd make it look like an overdose.
Why?
They told her that before they killed her.
To threaten her. To threaten her to shut up.
Shut up.
Jennifer Hill, whenever they came to threaten her to keep her mouth shut.
So Lexi knew what happened with Jennifer.
About Kevin Mullins and the lawsuit. Whenever she was bringing charges against them, and then she testified against all of that, all of everything that we've been saying. Jennifer Hill had already testified to. Lexi had filed charges on them as well. Where is that? Why is she not talked about? Where is her charges? And why are they not named alongside Sabrina and the others? Where's Lexi?
Brian was it Brian that was saying the other day, or someone was
Where's
Gavin,
Lexi?
I think.
They
were questioning the validity of this.
I mean, my fears about her being locked up over there and helpless.
So
the validity.
So Gavin Fish the other day was questioning whether or not this sex tape actually existed. And it was Lexi that had it, wasn't it?
She was one. There's more than.
Yes, she had some of them. She was one of them. She had multiple ones on other loggers too. It wasn't just Kevin Mullins.
Really?
We are looking for those tapes.
There's a big delay, I think.
We're looking for those tapes. So if anybody has any idea, because she did say she told multiple people, Lexi did, that she had made backup copies and backed them up to different drives and with different people, but we don't know who those people are. So that's what we need to know. We need to know who these people are that she sent these things to keep for safety.
To the sheriff's office,
it's time to turn it in.
How many days after she exposed that tape was it that she was found?
Wasn't it about 2 weeks? We kind of somewhere in that area, or no? It was.
And cause of death? What did that? Do you know?
I had some lag. I couldn't understand what you think.
Yeah, very lag. So basically,
she hung herself. Lexi did, but we don't even know if that's say that she wasn't at the psych ward, that she died in the jail. And
hang on, we can't hear you, Dawn. So start again about what happened.
There was a lawyer. Her own video with her own eyes said that she saw a video of Lexi dying in the visitation booth at the Letcher County jail being played in Edison Banks' office. I wonder if the episode's still up.
Incarcerated too at the time.
Yeah, Lexi was one of the kids that ran through the system and was abused by Mullins at a young age too. And you know, she had a very, very, very suspicious death. I mean, I can't find an obituary anywhere. You
Well, it's
can't,
up to
Never was
you
put
know,
in the
it's like,
newspaper or anything. We can't even get an obituary.
and so we have no
Can't even
idea
get an
because
obituary
it's
or an exact date of death.
right. That's like it happened right. Didn't it happen like the week of the flood or something that we got to noticing? It was like right during the time that flood, and you know,
Mm-hmm.
which
so
they
she was
told.
all the time.
Yeah.
So all those three, your two ex-husbands and Lexi were all in jail when they died.
No, no, Lexi was either at the
I'm
jail or
cutting
the
out real bad.
Mm.
and then her ex-husband Clarence was in jail, and then
Yeah,
Silas
Lexi was
was.
either or at Top Ward. He was driving home from back toward Lexington from here. He was about halfway there, and hit a car head on and killed the other driver and himself, and put a teenager in
Who was
critical
that?
care.
Her.
Is how he died. But then we got
Clarence.
Park's report, and it has the poisons in it.
That was Clarence. Yep.
No, that's her other ex-husband, Silas. She's got two ex-husbands that have passed.
No, that was Solace.
Yeah, with very mysterious
I buried 2 baby daddies
circumstances.
this year
Okay, I got confused.
because
So
of this.
Silas is Sadie's dad, and Clarence was the one that was incarcerated and had the heart condition.
Yeah,
that.
Ashley is that.
Yeah.
Yep. All right, I've got it. And Lexi was your best
And
friend.
now Leah will have. She's got
Yeah,
her own story to tell with her involvement with Kevin Mullins.
She's got a good
hers to
story.
tell, so I'm not going to
No.
step her toes that and share
Yeah,
until she's
fair
ready to share.
So
But
is
there's
this
more
all
to it
because
than what everybody knows.
Yeah, Lexi was tied. Well, they was together a lot in jail and outside of jail, and so it's like a sisterhood. They were, like I said, all them kids had their own subculture and community, so they learned to rely on each other for everything.
Family was the family we had.
does that mean that everyone that around you is obviously been targeted? So what does that make you scared for yourself? Like, has anyone tried to get hold of you? Like,
I've
Yeah.
had threats, but and I had a scary episode last week. I'm not going to talk about it. It's too sensitive.
fair enough.
Me and you can talk about it in private sometime.
The risk, the threat is real.
Yeah,
So,
that's right. Real.
Yeah, it's been
a real thing.
been a very intense couple of weeks.
Yeah.
It's been a
Definitely.
very intense couple of weeks, and I almost got killed last week. And we're just at that.
What about the other girls? Have they
For
had
safety
any issues?
purposes, for everybody's well-being.
Yeah, absolutely. Yep.
I don't know. I know that some have, like I think a lot of it comes not meaning to be threatening. Will say things like, "You better be careful," or "You better stop," or "You know what happened to so and so," or
Have they copped any backlash?
"What
when you
joined
guys-
this body found it."
Have you guys copped any backlash online in social media for coming forward?
Brandy, can you hear her? Is it?
Yeah, she's asking you if we've had any backlash, coming forward. Since we've come forward, have we had backlash from it? I think a lot of the case with the kids has a lot to do with me and Sarah speaking out. I really do. This is something that should have been settled 12 months ago. And it seems like, the more we speak out, the longer we're waiting. And the longer they're just, neglecting, derelict of duty there. And, none of them's doing their job or protecting, the kids and stuff. So, but I think,
Was there for the court case?
They're not protecting anybody but themselves.
themselves.
What was that?
She said they're not protecting anybody but themselves. And that's kind of how, you know, we've, I don't know, it's kind of how it's always been. You know, when we talk to people and explain to them things that are going on in our life, they just look at us like, what? You know, that cannot happen. And it's like, well, but it has. You know, it's been going on for a long time.
Way too fucking
Way
long.
too long. Way too long. And I think that they have retaliated. I think they used Leah with Ty. I think they put, because, you know, we've made it clear our kids they're our heartbeats, you know, and we don't.
She's an innocent victim in all this. Like,
and so, you know, and I'm sure Ty probably full panic mode when the first time they snagged Leah, you know, because it's like, Lord, please don't let her go through what I had to go through.
Oh, sorry, I'm considering. Sorry, I confused Lila with Leah. Sorry. There's so many names. I'm trying to put them in. We need to do a family tree. Try and work it out and put.
But I do. I think they come at us.
Me and Brandy found a bunch of my old pictures the other day of when things weren't always so bad, and we were a family.
Yeah.
We were whole.
Yeah.
Like, hang on.
I found some beautiful photos of you on was it on your Snapchat or no TikTok or Insta or somewhere, Facebook? I don't know. There were some beautiful ones. I did actually I found some. I stalked yours as well, Brandy.
Oh no.
And I might have done a little thing, but I'll play it to you after. I don't know how yeah, out there. So I'll play it to you after we stop. But yeah,
I told her, I said, we was talking about pictures that day when we, you know, found some, and I said, you know, I got to thinking that there's probably not a whole lot of pictures of me. I didn't start really even trying to take pictures till the grandbabies come along.
Yeah, that's what it was all about. It was all about the kids. You and the kids.
Yeah.
They were beautiful.
This is more of my girls. I don't know if y'all can see it.
No.
I'll post it.
Screenshot it and send it to me, and I'll put it up if you want.
Oh, okay. She said screenshot.
I'll put it over on our YouTube page.
All right.
Yeah.
There's
a lot of them down there. So, but that was one of the last times that I got to be with all four of them at one time, and it was the twins' first birthday party, and then
Tya,
birthday. Like, we got to see them separately, but I didn't have all four of them at the same time.
Yeah.
We didn't get any pictures all together at the same time with that birthday. So,
all right.
but I even found a picture of when Leah was a newborn and how little I was.
She looked like a little baby.
I've just
And
messaged you up,
one-
so you can drop any links in chat.
It was whenever I tried to run away with her to Florida. Yeah, that's a good idea. Let me see here. How can I do this?
You can do it now because
Here's Silas and Sadie. Let me save a couple, and I'll put them up.
now I've ignored the chat. I'm sorry. I was ingrained. It's just even if you say it blows my mind, it's not even that doesn't even come close to fucking. And the reason I was talking about the tapes was because I was watching Gavin Fish, because he has Hillbilly on once a week or something to update, and he was querying whether or not these tapes actually even existed, and I'm like, really? What have these women got playing? Really?
Well, the thing of it is that they're playing on all of our fear, because we've seen what's happened to the people that does have copies and stuff. So it's kind of like they're playing off our fear. There's nothing out there. You know, and it's kind of like, yeah, they have been seen. It's like they do exist.
So if Kevin's the head of this, then someone's taken over, obviously. if it's still, do you know if it's still going on?
Listen, my opinion, and that's just my opinion, is Kevin was number 2 anyway.
2, I see.
And number 2, he wasn't the top.
Oh, so number 1's still out there.
Mm-hmm. Or well, he's still alive.
Yeah. Do the
He's
math.
still alive. Very much so. So, but that's just my opinion. So I don't, because there's a lot of the shady business and the stuff going on. This person had a hand in it too. So and then to have the connections and stuff that he had or has still, he kind of controlled the courthouse anyway. So, but I think Kevin was too busy being Kevin, just to be honest. I think that become just a part of who he is.
So he was probably more interested in parties and stuff.
Yeah, he was.
So, because there's many facets to this. It's not just that they would put these kids into a rehab program and supply them drugs. It's not just that they'd put these women in jail and the judge would have his pick. Like it goes. There's the medication side. There's where did they get them from, and who's writing the scripts. And I know that the feds came in a few months ago to go through the Medicaid stuff with one of the GPs that's been there for years, and he's actually on the board of the National Institute of Health, isn't he?
Yeah, he is. He's the
grain right up the left.
HEAL, I think it's called. And he kind of he got in trouble years ago. It's been a while back for writing pain medication, and I guess didn't do it. He's always been kind of snooty about mat treatment, so to have him now peddling it, he's promoting it. It just kind of, he's done a complete turnaround. But I think it's, where the money comes in.
Yeah.
Is what.
So the money comes in from the government providing the funding for that program. Is that right?
For that program. Well, now it's a for-profit. I looked it up, and it's a for-profit organization. It's not a non-profit, I don't think. And then
community service. Is that right?
Ty, how would you explain how that, where it's a community like clinic type thing, but they've kind of got their hands in a lot of things,
It's like a
rural clinic that's got it'll have your OBGYN, your eye
behavioral
doctor,
health.
everything's under one.
Like you can go there and get your scan.
Dentist,
Dentist, everything.
Is that right? Yeah,
that's
right?
And what now?
The doctor owns part of that business. Is that right?
He's on he's the C. I don't even know how to explain what he does, to be honest.
He's on the board.
He's on the. Yeah, and
from that,
I thought it was funny. They keep talking about that old hotel in Whitesburg, about the money with the old hotel. But what a lot of people don't remember, I guess, because they built the new Mountain Comp. That old hotel at one time was Mountain Comp. You remember that, Ty, when it was on Main Street?
What's
Mountain Comp?
So it's Mountain Comprehensive Healthcare.
Yeah, so that ties them into that money coming in for that old hotel with things.
They were running a community-based program out of this hotel, and they were getting the funding for each person that came. Is that right?
Kickbacks,
the drug company kickbacks for
I
the
think
scripts?
basically what it is, it's a rural clinic that services, like I said, each, different things. And they change doctors a lot. I know they have programs where doctors can come in and work, maybe to pay some of their student loans, where it's a rural area and the situations in this area, with the drug problems and everything else, not a lot of doctors want to go into practice in a place, like Letcher County. So, they have doctors from other countries, different places all over the country that come in to, work there. And you have some that stay and have been there for a long time. But, a lot of times doctors will come and go out of it. But it's just like a small rural clinic, and it's in a couple of counties that branch out. And the Dr. Breeding, if I'm not mistaken, he's like the head doctor. He's the one that when
Van
they would,
Breeding?
yeah. And then you've got him and
Oh,
there's
sorry.
there
No.
he is. Other baby.
I didn't hear you come back. Aww. Oh, no, it's a photo. So, oh, wow.
That's Silas.
Here's my
Look at you, Ty.
Sadie.
Aww.
He said, he looked at me and he said, "Can we make another one right now?" So maybe when my stitches heal. He loved her so much.
Car accident, is that
So
right?
much. He loved both of us so much.
And they
That's
took
Silas.
Sadie from the hospital. They didn't even give Ty.
This is the one they took from the hospital.
Why?
This is at his grandma's house. He had an air mattress right here in this living room so that we could be there and be around her, because the only reason they adopted her was to get social services out of her asses.
Yeah,
And,
because they come in at the hospital.
it didn't work. It backfired, and they took her and locked me out, and then eventually kicked him out too.
Yeah.
Social services were, but you hadn't even had it yet. Why were they involved?
That's the one they took from the hospital.
They said that Ty's prescription wasn't.
They said she
Her-
had Suboxone in her meconium.
Oh yeah, that's right. Is the twins?
I had a valid prescription, but it didn't matter. I was court ordered to take it too, by the way. There's the
Yeah.
twins.
So Suboxone is it's like sort of the methadone program for opiates, yeah. So it treats withdrawal symptoms from because I've been on it myself because I've got chronic pain. So it's brilliant. It's brilliant, I will say. So it's still in that same class.
Yes, and it's a
but
maintenance medication.
It's the way the
It's
withdrawal
being
symptoms. So
And
you were caught with
it
some
blocks
Suboxone.
cravings. It blocks you from doing other opiates like pain
Blocks
pills.
all
You
the-
can't do any pain pills, but it's a synthetic opiate. So
Yes. Yes.
They do treat pain with it too in
And I
this
just
area
added one, me and
because
Sadie.
of the
Yes.
drug problems. So
Because it blocks the pain receptors, it stops that message. Because I was on Christ
between 8 and 20.
200 milligrams equivalency of morphine a day. A day.
yeah,
Is what they, but I wasn't psychologically addicted. I was physically. And opiates don't work for chronic pain. So to transition across to the other
yeah.
ones,
That's what happened with me. I had spinal surgery by the time I was 24. So, I was on pain medication at an early age. And, I didn't think I was abusing it or doing anything wrong since it was prescribed. And, it got out of hand quick. It does. It gets out of hand.
But then I've had a lot of friends too that have said that, they take a couple of, I think what you call it, Oxycontins, and they get this rush. And I've never, ever had anything like that, ever. So that's probably a good thing.
Yeah. Which baby? One tie.
Who's that?
That's all of them, ain't it? It's
This is all
Leah, Sadie, and the twins.
So Leah is the one with
Oldest
the
one.
string. Sadie's
Yeah.
the one with the pink top, and the boys. What's
No,
their
them
names?
little girls, McKenna and yeah,
The
they
chubbers. Oh, where'd you go?
should be back. But that's the thing. None of us has got to raise our own kids, or I like I said, they didn't take mine, but they sure harassed us enough.
They took the kid Sadie off her because she had the Suboxone. Is that right?
Right. She was court ordered to take the Suboxone, and her doctor that they had sent her to quit. And so they said that she technically didn't have a doctor and a script wasn't legal. I mean, it was just some, out there.
There must have been a threat then. What was she? There was a threat, or did she not toe the line? What was the go? Why were they? Do you know why they were focusing on that?
There she is. I'll let her.
Okay, what? Sorry, it
So
kicked me off.
I'm just assuming that they're targeting you for a reason, because if you were toeing the line and doing as you're told, then they would leave you alone. Yeah.
Yeah.
So why was CPS involved, and why were they targeting you with Sadie? Well, what did you do wrong, or what did you refuse to do?
Right. It was the same social worker that took Leah
Yeah.
that I had to deal with whenever my sister took her.
They usually
and guess who the
they'll
social
stay
worker
right with
was when
you.
they took my twins?
Mm.
When they come and took my twins from the hospital. I mean, from the doctor's office. After we'd been there with them at the ER all night. They wouldn't even let their dad take them home. Gave them to the man that was raping me daily. And I had to go to his house for visits.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
30 minutes a day. Supervised visits. Supervised by my rapist.
So you had decided that you weren't going to toe the line then?
He died 4 months after I went to jail. I was trying to leave. I was trying to leave and get to Brandy's and get the fuck out of there.
I had managed to get out. I'd managed to get out of the county.
He was taking cancer treatments at the time. He had lung cancer. And he had these sleeping pills that he would threaten to dose me with so that I would fail my social services and court drug tests and stuff. I was on probation and stuff too. Like through this whole period until when I finally got off probation and I tried to leave and go to Brandy's, and then they put the warrant on me for child support in the middle of the night and sent them after me in Somerset. Sent them to Somerset 3 hours away to get me.
She was here 30 minutes.
Like the next day, brought me back to work.
So
yeah, she was down here 30 minutes.
Like, was there a triggering fact? Like, as you said, no, I'm not doing this anymore. What was their reasoning? Well, you must have been a threat to them for some reason at the time.
I think they was afraid she would talk.
Okay.
Just pretty much.
I would get out of here and talk. That's what I think. I believe that with my whole heart. That they wanted to keep me shut up, strung out when they could. If they couldn't do anything else with me, then they'll just lock me up or keep me strung out. Then they don't have to worry about it.
And then
control thing. Yeah.
And they take control.
Like, the more we dig into this and the more we look at what has been happening with the other members of the family that have murdered.
So Clarence's Silas's toxicology.
How can you not see it?
With,
how can you not see it?
Yeah.
Like, you can call me a conspiracy theorist all day long, but how can you not see that? That there's a connection. That's not fucking coincidence.
And
right, there can't be that many coincidences,
Yeah.
It explains why.
So I don't know how far back the control or how far up the ladder the control goes. I know that the Attorney General likes to ignore it. The governor appointed Kevin to start with.
Yeah.
Matt Butler take his place.
Matt Butler is that Mickey's attorney?
That's
no,
Kevin
Matt
Mullins
Butler
is
brother-in-law is Butler.
Brother-in-law.
And Letcher
And
County
he is the
attorney.
Commonwealth attorney.
Commonwealth attorney. Okay, yeah.
So,
So
Matt,
Or he was appointed to Edison's place. Yeah, he was appointed to Edison's place and then took Kevin's place. Is that right? Nick Whitaker?
no, Nick Whitaker took Kevin's place.
Nick Whitaker is the new judge that's replacing Mullins, and he's fresh out of school. Is that right? Fresh out of uni.
He's young. He's young, but everybody that I have talked to says that he seems very fair and seems to be a good person.
Well, I'm
So-
hoping that either they've done that so that fresh blood comes in, or they've got him so young so that they can train him up.
It's like a flip of a coin.
Yeah.
You don't know with the
Yeah.
years that this has went on, and as long as this has went on, it's a flip of a coin. If we're going to, are they not going to turn to the dark side?
I don't
They're not gonna-
It's easier to join than to be the dog leg out. Like how long is he going to take?
And so after seeing how many layers there is to everything and how many different things are going on that's, corrupt to the core, it makes you scratch your head and say, how do we fix this?
Yeah.
I mean, do you have to clean it up from the floor up,
Yeah.
because you don't know, it just takes one rotten apple. So
Yeah, and it's not just the courthouse. It's the law enforcement and it's the child protective services as well. Like
our medical people are, our doctor's offices are knotted and tied into the courthouse, and you've got every aspect of our lives are in, they have that control. If we took our kids to the doctor, I've had it done to me before with mine.
they can write
We're going to call social services.
Yep.
We don't feel this child is growing the way it should be, or so they're all kind of weaved in together.
That's what happened when they took me in the doctor's office with him. And somebody there called social services.
Yeah, that's another thing too. I think in our area that a lot of people will retaliate against each other with social services because they know it just takes a phone call to tear a family down. I mean, they don't have any problems doing it.
Yep, because it's common. Second nature. That's fucking sad. That's fucking sad.
So, and they take total control of every aspect of your life. If, you're being controlled from your doctor's office to, anything you're doing, with the court or jail or anything, there's that aspect of
just get contact with the doctor and say, right, I need you to write this down as a diagnosis, and it goes to court. The court system goes, okay, you are mandated now to go and do this, and on it goes.
I mean, we've had that issue with the grandbabies, right? I mean, currently, all of a sudden, Scarlett went from healthy as a horse, nothing wrong with her, to ADHD and asthma. It's like, she's only been sick one time in her life, up to that point. So we was really confused. And then, her brother, he's diagnosed with ADHD. And
Are they medicated?
oh yeah, well, he is. She's not. But, it was, I don't know. It felt like to me it was so easy to get that diagnosis. And back in the day when Sarah was little, it took us almost a year of her going to different counselors and different psychiatrists and, things like that. And then she takes the baby, and the next week, all of a sudden, she's got a diagnosis. And it's like, I don't,
Well,
can't understand, it's like I said, it's corrupt all the way around. It's like there is absolutely no corner to turn that you're not going to run into something that's not supposed to be going on, And so it leaves you pretty helpless and hopeless and just wore out.
how many counties around do you think are involved? Like, obviously, it's not just Letcher; it's Pike and Floyd and What was the other one?
Anyone that touches it, wouldn't you say, Ty?
Whitesburg.
Pretty much every county that's around us that touches us is, you know, kind of. And if they're not doing the same things themselves, because, you know, Pike County's having a lot of trouble right now. And Perry County, I think the marshals even went in on them, didn't they, Ty? And so, you know, you've got the surrounding counties are falling apart too, you know. So
I know the feds came in a couple of months ago, as I said before, to start the Medicare fraud, and they went through all the pharmacies and stuff. Are they still around?
I don't know. I know the doctors that they had pulled out, they're currently, you know, working, and we've not heard as a community. I don't think I've not heard anything that, you know, they came in, but don't really know what came out of it, you know.
I heard, and I think that was from Elizabeth, that they had ceased all the active scripts that this doctor had written, and they weren't going to allow them to be prescribed. But I think there was it they chose not to
prosecute.
But yet they found all these
Inconsistencies, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you know, that's normal. I mean, you know, for us that's just.
And that was in Whitesburg, right?
Huh?
Was that in Whitesburg, where they haven't gone to the other counties? They just stayed at that one place?
Now the Medicaid stuff, I don't know. I know that was so far, that's the only thing that's went on in Whitesburg. You know, nothing else has been addressed or talked about or issue, or, you know, nothing's been done about anything except for that. You know, I kind of thought maybe they was pulling an Al Capone, you know, going to come in and do, like, you know, tax evasion or something and get the ones that are guilty of all this stuff. But I don't look like anything's going to come out of it, you know.
Well, the only thing that I can think of is that doctor is not we're going for the one maybe a bit higher. I don't know.
There's a lot of people involved. I mean, you know, you've got basically right now you've got Whitesburg being ran by a group of friends. That's you know, basically how, you know, old high school buddies and roommates from college. You know, everybody's somebody's friend or, you know, family member, or, you know, so there's a lot of things that need to be looked at, but, you know, I don't have a lot of hope that they will.
I was listening to someone, I can't remember who it was, but it's almost like the cycle evolves in itself, because it's a fairly, apparently, correct me if I'm wrong, it's a fairly low income area.
Very.
And once you've got into the system, you've got a record, you can't gain employment either. So you've got nowhere else to go. It's
right.
You're fucked every way you turn.
Yep. There's, you know, like I said, they done that with my son. You know, by the time he was old enough to get a job or whatever, and, you know, kind of get more independent, you know, his reputation was dirt. You know, he couldn't have got a job as a bag boy, or, you know, not that I'm saying that's a low job. I'm just saying, you know, at home, that's the kind of jobs you have. Either they're medical, you know, something, or, you know, you work in fast food or grocery or, you know, things like that. There's not an in-between, you know, job, and there's not enough jobs, you know, so there's a lot of unemployment. There's a lot of disability in our area. I would say at least 50% of the population of Letcher County is on some form of disability.
Wow.
So, you know, because of, you know, I guess just the area itself, you know, and a lot of diseases and, you know, a lot of stuff with the coal mines and different things like that. So it's not, you know, I remember back in the 80s when the coal boom, we had the coal boom, and you know, m- Whitesburg was had money. It was a considered a nice little town.
Yep.
And I'm sure it had its secrets then too. By
You had to go away.
positive, they did, but it was a different kind of corruption going on. It's always been financial, but some of the other stuff is kind of just come in with the group, with Daniel Dotson and Kevin Mullins and all them, like, with stuff.
Allocated to like one county, or is there like a bigger, like child protective services for a few counties? How does that work?
It's just each county has their own CPS, and then they are all under the blanket of Frankfort. Frankfort's the main office or whatever for social services, and but each county has their own CPS.
So can
office.
you go to Frankfurt with your complaints with the grandkids? Is that an option? Or
We did. I have called his mom when Sarah was telling you he come and took her a month ago or a little longer. She called CPS that day, begging them, help me, because the cops told her that day it was a civil action and they wasn't going to get involved in it. So, she called CPS. I called CPS. I mean, that's my grandchild. I didn't know where she was at, what was going on. So like Sarah said, we was told that we were taking advantage of the system, that we were being manipulative, to basically stop calling. And it's like, but if you're concerned and they're not doing welfare checks, we've not had one welfare check done.
really?
Nothing. Yeah, they've not went and checked. And that's why it puzzles me how what happened in court the other day and them letting him leave with her
Yes.
boggles my mind. I do not understand it at all. None.
There has to be someone. There has to be that holds them accountable. Like,
And like I said, it's getting disheartening because it's like everything is just kind of, to me, I told Ty one time, I get scared, that it's going to get swept under the rug again. And then, what's going to happen to the next group of kids, that come through that don't have, the support or anything, to help with stuff. So, I just think they've ran things their way and they've ran it into the ground. They need to either retire, step aside, whatever.
so
I
do
mean,
you
that
guys
would.
GoFundMe or anything like that we can put up to try and raise some money for some outside representation?
Yeah, that's a brick wall that we all hit. It'll be some kind of like when we was trying to figure out with the contempt of court things, it's all things that you can fill out yourself, or you can do a template and do, but you can't present it. You need a lawyer to present it, and
You can't,
just-
you can't go pro se and defend yourself. Like, that's not part of the.
you can, but it probably ain't advised. I mean,
Well, what's
we
the
went.
option?
Yeah, exactly. We went out of county for the attorney that we have now, and they wouldn't. Nobody even talk to us about us hiring them and stuff. So it's been it's a weird experience. If you're on the family that has connections, it's a walk in the park, But if you're the family that is poor, has no connections, and have any kind of history at all, then you're less than. You don't. They're going to.
Is there like like a white collar side of town and like, is there a big division, like, or is it mainly low income earners?
The whole county is low income except for the city of Whitesburg.
Right. And is that
Yeah.
because money retained from the coal boom?
Yes, and most of your most of your influential people in Whitesburg live right in town there. They, and if they don't live in town, they've got a big, huge house somewhere in the poor parts of town, But everybody, inside Whitesburg had, we like there's difference with schools, the districts, the schools systems. If they're inside Whitesburg, they've always had priority over the other little rural schools, in the area. So, they've always made a difference and stuff like that. So, it's been, like I said, it's been going on a long time in
So when
Whitesburg.
did the coal boom end?
Huh?
When did the coal boom end?
Gosh, early 2000s, late,
So pretty much when all this shit started.
yes, yeah, they quit getting, the coal tax and all this stuff and keeping everything afloat.
More fucking income.
So then let's pick up on the people that are now having to steal and, to feed themselves and then it turned into a whole, way of life almost for everybody. Because about everybody in Letcher County has been to jail. I'm not going to say everybody, but like I even had my one night, that was good enough for me, never again. But, a lot of our, county has at one time or another been in jail. So, it's, I just have always seen it as a control measure.
The other way with like someone, because I saw somewhere that Dotson had to defend a family member of Mullins. Is that right? Something, and so like if you're in one of the influential families, like there is no consequences. You just walk straight through. Is that
pretty much? Yeah. So, and that's what I was saying, like with the families, the difference in the families, if you have the connections, you don't worry about going to court.
Yep.
You just, because it's going to go your way. If you don't have the money to hire Dotson and those guys to make it go your way, then you're shit out of luck, it just, that's it.
You can't even be guaranteed that he will help you, even if you do pay him.
So, and he's, he's been a divorce attorney. What, Ty?
Regardless of who you pick or pay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you say you had a GoFundMe, Ty?
No, I said regardless of who you pay to be your lawyer, you never know if they're going to be on your side.
Absolutely, yeah. But do you guys have a GoFundMe set up at all that we can
Not
start?
here.
No. So
just
Tasha?
the Lexi's Place one, we do have that one. But other than that, we've got our Buy Me a Coffee sites, but we don't have a GoFundMe for a legal fund yet.
I'm going to bring that up for you. Where is it? They are in the description box as well, if anyone's looking for them. But I will bring them up on screen. Hang on, where are you?
And that's like, with our situation with our lawyer, even if we aren't happy or we're not feeling like we're being represented the way we should be, what are we going to do? We already gave her the last penny we had.
So
she's
never had a voice. Ever. Is that right?
So, what is it?
You've never ever had a voice. You've never been heard.
No, and I still haven't even testified, and they had let the other grandmother testify, and like I said, when Dotson quit or resigned or whatever happened, you know, like I said, our case restarted over. So they've never even got to hear our side or seen our evidence. Well, now they've seen the videos because we put in 3 emergency orders since this has started. And those are the ones that Sarah was talking about, that they told us we was trying to take advantage of the system. And it's like, no, we're scared.
Judge.
We're worried for her safety, you know.
Yeah.
So
So
I
there's
don't
no
know.
way
Yeah.
in law enforcement that you can, like, there's not the state, because they're separate from the local, isn't it?
The
The state.
police
Yeah.
or the
The police, like the sheriff's department or whatever. It's like the
yeah,
sheriff's
well,
department.
you have, you know, the city police department. You've got the county police department, and then
Yeah.
you've got the Kentucky State Police. And the state police, I'm sure not all of them are bad, you know, but the ones in our area have been, you know, they have done things that are very questionable and, you know, made them not very to where you could trust them. So,
Yeah.
it's not, you know, we don't have really.
Ask any woman in Letcher County what happens if you have to call 911 for a domestic violence dispute.
Oh yeah, I can vouch for that too.
The woman goes to jail. The woman goes to jail every fucking time. Every fucking time.
They'll take the woman.
So a woman gets assaulted, she rings 911 and she gets taken in.
Well, I had to.
That's
My
what
ex-husband was
Sarah.
crying.
She called 911 for help. And they
Yeah,
fucking took her to jail.
took her to jail.
So what were you going
And
to say?
see,
So you had that experience as well, Brandy?
yeah, well, Sarah's dad, when we was divorcing, it was a pretty rough divorce. There was a lot going on, and he come in the middle of the night and tried to take Sarah, and I fought him tooth and toenail from the door all the way out to the car, and I talked him into letting me put her back inside with her brother, and he about beat me half to death. And I had at that time, I had a piece of paper. I had an EPO. I
Against him.
didn't bother him at all. And yeah, it was at my house, and he hurt me pretty bad. I had to go to the hospital, and Jim Woods was the judge at the time when this happened,
That
and
was the one before, just.
yeah, the one before Kevin Mullins, yes. And he gave me another piece of paper. Basically, I've got it over there. I found it in my mom's paperwork. It's a lifetime restraining order, which, I mean, that other piece of paper didn't stop him. So I was just like, you know, he's going to kill me. But it was one of them things. Me and him had domestic issues throughout our marriage. And anytime I ever had to call them, they would pull me aside and chastise me and be like, well, why did you let him come back? You know, kind of like it's your fault. So, you know, so he never went to jail.
The fuck?
Never went to jail.
So you could press charges on him?
Well, like I said, they would take them that first night. Usually they go one night, which he never did. He did one time, that time, the last time when he tried to take Sarah. He actually did spend that night in jail, but they let him out the next morning. But, you know, they just tell you got to wait till go to court. And then you get in court and then they just hand you a piece of paper and tell you good luck. You know, if he shows up, call him. And it's like, okay. You know, y'all haven't done anything for 17 years. You know, I was in it for 17 years. And, you know, I never felt like I could ask for help. You know, I didn't want to involve my family. You know, and just never felt safe, you know, telling anybody, because I didn't think they would help. Because he had a lot of friends. He was a popular person. Everybody knew him and thought he was this awesome guy.
Mhm.
And so there wasn't nobody listening to me, you know. So I just, you learn how to accept the silence, deal with it, and
That's
keep existing, and
exactly what I think. Like that obviously exists in Australia too. So, but
Solve the problems yourself.
the police are onto that now because often it's the women that report it, but then they're shit scared of the repercussions. So they either, when it comes time to go to court, they withdraw all the charges. So
yeah,
the police have now taken the stance where they actually instill the charges on him outside of her. So if they think that there's enough, they will actually charge that person. So that takes it out the control out of her hands.
right. And they should do that because, when you're standing there and your abuser is behind that policeman, and the minute that policeman leaves and that door shuts, your ass is whooped because you called.
Yep.
And, and sometimes in my situation, my two sons were older. They would call 911. Because I always told them, that's what you do. And, they would see him come, gripe at me for letting him be there and tell us that we need to separate for the night, whatever. And that was it. They was just, I've had them put guilt trips on me like, you don't want us to have to call your dad out here and get him all upset, and it's like, I don't want to die. I don't want to die. So it's kind of like,
Found it.
so
I found the picture.
do you find
I
it?
knew it was there.
Is Sarah with you, Brandy, or is she at her place?
Huh?
She okay?
Hey, what now?
Is
I
Sarah
gotta go
with
back
you?
to my OneDrive and get it uploaded.
And I've made you a wrench, Tya, so you can drop any links in chat if you want. You remind
But
I hit the wrong
they're so backwards though. I told Ty the other day, you feel like it's like a Twilight Zone episode where the town is stuck like 60 years, back, and how do you get out of this?
We're stuck in the
Do you think
past.
that will actually do good, or will it air out the dirty laundry and clean it up? Do you think anything will come of it with Mickey?
With Mickey, I don't know. The town's so divided on things on how they feel about it, and I think Mickey did a lot of good for people, and I think that he was always come across as a pretty fair person.
Well, yeah,
And
fair, stern but fair.
yeah, and Kevin, he helped people too.
Before he
I
did.
think my brain was just kind of soiled with him when I knew what was going on with the girls. That did it for me. And so from that point on, if I didn't have to be around him, I just never was around him. And then when all this started happening with the grandbabies and Sarah and stuff, my mind was just like, oh no, here we go.
What was coming?
Because yeah,
and it's the same judge.
Yep.
So they must be there. Do they not have like reviewed? Like, are they not?
I don't know. There don't seem to be any checks and balances with anything. I honestly, I know a lot of people have talked about, they need to do audits and kind of start looking at some of this, and they really do. But you can't get anybody
to come in
to come do it. It's such a mess.
I don't even know where to start. Like,
It is. It is. That's why I told Ty. I said it's overwhelming.
Yeah.
You know, you've got people that we talk to and stuff that have the domestic violence or the CPS, or they have been abused by somebody in the courthouse, or there's so many levels of corruption and so many different things going on. It's hard to just pick one and say, okay, let's focus on this and get it fixed, because while you're doing that, the monkeys in the circus over here are going crazy. So, like I said, it's going to have to be something radical that kind of does a checks and balance with everything, not just judges and lawyers. And, they need to kind of be looking at everything.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah, they need to be going over the cases one at a time.
Yeah.
And like,
especially his
to come and
cases.
help.
Especially a lot of Kevin's cases, they need to go back and start
In the child
looking.
services ones.
Yeah.
All the child services cases are fucked up.
And another thing that we've kind of noticed too is that almost all the victims that we have talked to have in one way or another had social services in their life too. They either lost their kids, still don't have their kids grew up without them.
So there's been 1, 2, 3. Is it 5 of you that have come forward now? Is that right? Ty, you. Oh no, sorry, Ty.
Me, Gemma, Jamie,
but well, my point is
Sarah counts because she's she come out about the jail.
FBI,
yeah,
got all of it.
Have many come forward to you because they're too scared to go to the police?
Yeah, we've had a lot of people that they're. I guess how would you explain it, Ty? They're just not ready to put their name out there. I think they see a lot of the retaliation and a lot of the stuff that's going on and the backlash on the internet, and it has really slowed down the progress that was being made.
Objective achieved.
So it's kind of
too, isn't there?
It's like the whole community had a setback. It's like we were going in the right, momentum. We were going in the right direction. And, a cog flew in there, and now everything's kind of like, okay. People are starting to second guess things. They're kind of, worried about, oh, crap, I spoke out, or,
retaliation. Because they've threatened. How many people? I mean, the family as well. They've done.
And and it's not that it's a verbal threat that they come to us and verbally threat. It's an action. They take action.
Yeah.
And that's how we. How do you prepare when you don't know what's coming your way or from what direction it's going to come from? So it's been a situation, but I said, I can understand though why, some people haven't come forward. I mean,
do you have an answer? Do you have a suggestion? Like, do you think that it's worth trying to get more women to come through because there's strength in numbers, or do you think that it'll all wash out when it goes to trial? Do you have any?
I think there's strength in numbers, and I don't think we should give up. I don't. I don't have that quit button. Yeah. And as long as, my grandchildren are in the situation they're in, and my daughter's in the situation she's in, I think it morally now, I would feel horrible if I did quit.
Yep.
If I did give up, because I would feel like I let all these people down that have talked to me. Yeah. Yeah, Leah and her dad.
That's Clarence.
Yeah.
Yes. The next picture is the year that I moved in with him.
Fucking
That's me and
hell.
my dad.
You're a
Ty,
baby.
you was a baby.
You're a baby. The fuck?
Yep.
And who's that with you? Is that your dad?
Yeah. Yeah. She,
My
you
lid
know,
just opened. Yeah, that's my dad.
you know,
That's what-
and our culture
Wait till
being
you see this picture of me
married,
with my newborn baby.
Huh?
Like my breasts
in our
weren't even
culture,
developed,
being
y'all.
married young isn't odd. You know, I was married and had my first baby in high school in my senior year. So, you know, there's a lot of girls in our area that, you know, that's what, you know, we thought we was put here, you know, to
Yeah.
get married and have babies, you know.
Who's that with Tya? Did you say, is that your dad?
Yeah, that's her dad.
Okay. And did he know what was going on with Mullins
Oh,
or Tya?
Ty,
went to the-
I'll let you answer that one. Did
Catastrophic failure. What the fuck?
you hear me?
Tya actually came into contact with Mullins through
What?
employment.
She
What?
wanted to know if your dad knew about Mullins and what was going on at the courthouse. I said I'd let you answer that one.
No, he never knew the extent of it. He tried to protect me from him. And I
Yeah.
was never really like in danger from retaliation or anything as long as he was alive. And then whenever he died, that's when
Ty's
shit
dad
went
was a
real
well-known
fucking south for
person.
me.
You know, Ty's dad was a well-known person. He was a good friend to about everybody that knew him. He was, you know, friends with my dad. So, you know, everybody knew Ty's dad.
Yeah.
You know,
And how long has he been gone for, Tya?
He died when I was in prison, in jail actually. What year was that, Brandy? It was
20.
18,
I was gonna say 17, but 18.
2000. I'll have to look at my notes
And that
to give you
wasn't
an exact
suspicious.
date.
That was not a
Not
suspicious
no,
death.
not that I know of. He had a piece of his bowel died. It was sudden. They said a piece of his bowel died, and that he I can't get this other picture to open. And he went on life support. They had to put him on a ventilator, and then they was able to take him off the ventilator and pull me out for a phone call. And they pulled me out and took me to the office of the jail and let me talk to him. And yeah, that was the last time that I talked to him. And I told him that I had just been to court that day and I was getting out in 3 weeks. And then they called me the next morning and said that he passed. So, okay, let's see if it sends this time.
So
We'll have to do
you just
this
reminded me, like,
differently.
you know how you were saying
Nuts.
that
Sorry.
put your
But I think
because
this
you-
is really important for everybody to see. So
let me know when you've.
I just gotta say that.
You're
Everything's
technically
so,
still on
I think
parole.
my technology's getting scrambled or something. I don't know what's going on. My phone is glitching.
Mine's like at 3%. I've got it plugged in. I had it fully charged, and I don't know what, but it's plugged. That's why I'm floating around now instead of sitting still. I had to plug in.
That's all right. I think we might once we've got through this head it off because I've had fluid tablets and I need to go to the loo. But so you're still on parole, is that right, Ty?
She pretty much has lifetime parole.
Yeah,
2099.
Yeah.
But anytime they could revoke that. Is that right?
And they say, well, it's just a number. They say it just says 2099 because the date is indefinite until you pay your child support. Then why am I still on supervision?
Mhm.
Right.
Does so,
going
don't be a
in.
dick.
Wow.
So it makes it, hard for her to, because where she's on parole, she doesn't have, the same rights as,
No.
yeah, they can search, seize, whatever they want to do with anything, belonging to her. So it takes away a lot of her rights. So, it's not just a number,
Yeah.
if you're having to exist.
Absolutely. All right. So, if anyone, have you got like an email address or a number or anything that you want that people can speak to you or contact
Yes,
you? in the
it's
same-
appledream@gmail.com.
Gmail.
So, hang on, I'll do it in chat. It's APPAL.
AL.
AL.
Yeah.
Can I not open this?
Oh. So APPAL.
There
Dream.
it is.
Dream.
I had to open all files. That might help. Yeah, and now it's been downloaded.
And
So-
then,
There we go.
go ahead, guys.
Teresa. Now, just Tya and Brandy, Teresa is in Kentucky, I would trust her with my life.
Yeah.
If you need to get in contact with anyone or whatever, just
My email is that one happy memo 13. So
Here, Joe,
Right.
that might help.
And
Here, I can't get this to load up, so I'm just going to send it to you, Jody.
you can drop the link in
There
chat.
we go.
I've given you the wrench. You can do it. Thank you,
it won't.
Teresa.
My computer's being stupid.
What time is it over there? It's like
10:54.
Thank you so much for that, sweetheart. You don't have to do that. So, all right. So,
Invalid file type. It says invalid file type. I don't know what its problem is.
even if it's just for a chat and to have a talk to you girls, to know that you're not alone out there, at least. You can.
Yeah.
They've got. I'll bring up this again for their Facebook page, their YouTube page, so that you can like and sub them. Where's it gone?
We'll have to make us a routine of coming
I'm about
on
to
and
post these on
just
Facebook,
gossiping
so if anybody
together.
wants to follow up there,
I actually think that's a really good idea because it keeps the momentum going and it keeps it, fresh in people's minds. So
Yeah.
I'm more than absolutely happy to do it. And I will do absolutely anything that you want. If you want to ring me up at 10 o'clock at night and go, Jody, can you please get on there and say this? No worries. I'm on it.
Thank you.
That's all right. So this is how you can support them. Try and fund some money at least to try and get some. So the Cash App's probably the best one, isn't it? Up the
there
top
we go.
there.
Thank you. Yeah, everything's running slow on me.
I've
There we
got
go.
able to. Oh, and there's some merch. Have you got some good merch in there? What have we got?
About anything you can think of.
Oh, looky here. Tallow face cream.
Yeah, we've got a store. I finally fixed the link, so the link should work now. The store link.
Yeah,
You can access all those links too over on our channel.
Sweet. And yes,
Okay, that's
I'm
where
going.
you're at.
Look
Gotcha.
at me, look at me,
Sorry, I
look
wasn't paying
at me.
attention.
Where's it gone? Hang on.
We
Yes.
have a herbal apothecary, and I'm going to have a lot more apothecary items and remedies, home remedies, tinctures, things like that soon too.
See the
We're
QR
going to start with some candles and things too. That'll be new, hopefully real soon. And, kind of
Handmade
branching
and soaps.
soaps and things, and kind of going to try a little bit of different things and see.
So that QR code on the top of the screen, that will take you to your YouTube channel. So you can scan that. I made one.
Yeah. Okay.
I can do that,
Yeah,
but I
and
can't do it.
I mean, people can just support us through the store, you know, and get something in return for it.
I like the sound of that tallow. Whipped tallow honey balm. Lavender.
Yes.
What's that? Finished beef tallow.
Yeah.
Olive oil. Manuka honey. That's supposed to be really good, Manuka honey.
We're also going to start, we're working on it, is to do a newsletter. That way, people that follow us and different things like that can kind of see the things we're interested in and just kind of a little.
The other day that said that she made her own, and
I have reached out to Gemma and Jamie as well.
Yeah.
So I'm now friends with them on Facebook.
Gemma's a wonderful person. She's really sweet, and she's one of us. You know, she's been through it too, and struggled and scraped and you know, got by like the rest of us, you know. So, and like I said, Jamie, I knew her mom. I don't, you know, she's a little bit younger than the bunch that, you know, hung around at my house and stuff. So, but I did know her mom.
Her story was more that she had gotten in trouble and everyone knew how to get her out of trouble, and that was just her mum. That was her mum's advice to her, you know.
Yeah.
Bad.
Well, you know, because it had went on with her.
Yeah.
Too. So, you know, it's a generational thing. You know, it's like I was talking about with the CPS with Sarah. You know, this is now the third generation of my family that, you know, they harassed me and my daughter, now my grandkids, you know. So you've got 3 generations involved right now. And 4 if you count what my parents had to go through with,
really?
you know, me and my oldest one.
I'm taking y'all outside to smoke with me. I can't so I still can't stand
well,
it.
is there anything that I can do? Is there anything that I can
heavy couple of hours? I need you to do a class with me and teach me how to edit and make sound music for our podcast.
Yeah.
That we just released. I just released our first podcast, and there is no background music. There's no intro, no outro, nothing. It's just
that's my job. That's me for a tea.
Which was nice and soothing to do, but I would like for it to sound more professional, you know, and at least have like be able to put our little songs and stuff on it. I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing.
I went and got a laptop so I could be more savvy about stuff. And oh my gosh, I find myself on the phone and the laptop sitting right here. So, and you know, I told Ty, I said, you got to teach me what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm doing.
I can't work out TikTok. I've
it's taken us
my phone died.
A learning curve, but
yeah, that's it. I've got a proper package.
Did we lose her?
Yeah,
probably.
I've got a proper.
We were sitting there a while ago, and my computer battery dropped. It bottomed out to 0. It said plug in or it's going to go dead. And I looked down at my phone, and my phone did the same thing. And then they both started glitching like crazy and cutting out and lagging. I don't know why.
Now, we've got a really good connection now, but most of the time you've been dropping in and out. You might need a booster or a connect by cable.
So apparently Starlink is here now in Appalachia, but it ain't worth a fuck. Nobody likes it. It won't work. The mountains, too many mountains.
They just launched 101 satellite for that down in Florida. Like, So Starlink shit. Can you get cable?
Yeah, it's all on the same company, the cable, internet, and all of it.
Only the
They
one
have
provider.
one phone company or one like cable and what, and they rip people off, and
Well,
their
they've got
service
the
is
market.
shit.
Well, that makes it
I
easy
went for 3 years begging them to come out and fix my internet. They kept telling me there wasn't nothing wrong with it, and I was like, if there was nothing wrong with it, then it would work. So they finally sent somebody out to look at it, and he goes out and climbs the pole and says, "It looks like it's been shot." It's like, been shot. So they shot through the fucking Wi-Fi line, and it took them 3 years to come and fix it. Yeah, when it finally was like just barely dangling.
Jesus Christ.
So it's been a pain in the butt.
Yeah. I was thinking maybe if you were interested, and if it made the other girls a little bit more comfortable, we could do like a group that wanted to come on all together and have a chat if they felt better,
Yeah.
or safer, or more
Yeah,
comfortable doing that.
absolutely.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I do like the idea of just
Yeah, I think
base.
Jamie got her feelings hurt a little bit because of Hillbilly Crime's take on her interview, like, which is not a surprise. Like, she's hurt all of her feelings, I think, at some point. So she's been feeling a little apprehensive, I think, about doing another interview just yet. Like,
Yeah,
I
fair.
think because of that, which has
don't
had more
understand.
impact on our project and what we're trying to do than you could even imagine.
It's victim
That whole
shaming.
fiasco.
Blame, and she knows better.
It's got a lot of victims scared.
Yes.
Yeah. It's got a lot of victims scared.
She knows better.
And
She's been
especially
there.
like the danger has been heating up, and they're watching Leah get arrested back to back, and Sarah, and you know, like they're nervous, and they should be.
And for a while, I got dragged. Do you think she's actually came forward because of that?
That's why we have a hard time trusting people with the
I'm not-
story. Like, who do you tell? It's not going to turn around and stab you in the back with it. Yeah.
Well, I haven't got anyone.
Yeah.
Nick, I can't go crying
Nobody
to this
around
door.
here. I told Leah to set her up and buy me a coffee, and she said, "Mama," she said, "nobody would even donate to help buy Dad's headstone because they was afraid they said that I was just going to use the money to go get home." And that's the first time she told me that today. And I was like, "Why didn't you tell me that? Like, you should have said something about that."
We don't have Cash App over here, so I can't even.
I know she's been doing right. She's been doing good. She's been doing damn good. And she's a responsible woman anyway. You know, but like I told her, these aren't our people. The people around here that are supposed to be the ones that are our people are not. You can't depend on them. You can't rely on them. We'll stand back every time. You can't. You just can't.
They can be bought.
It's sad, but true. You know?
They're just they pick your weakness and they're just abusing that. It's So what would you like to see happen? Like,
and I said, well, people away from here like support. You know, they see things differently. It's because this area is so backward. You know, everybody's just they see things completely opposite from the rest of the world. Really, when it comes to things like it's been so normalized, and the violation of our rights and things. There's so many people that don't even know that they have rights.
no, and then you can't even argue
And we
your
don't
rights because the
really.
system won't
We're
provide
supposed
it.
to, but we don't.
Yeah, but how can you when the judge is got to do nothing about it anyway? So
But the FBI does have wind of it. They've been notified all over the country. People have been turning in evidence, reaching out. They're aware.
Oh, so okay, and that there's a central. Is there a central number, or who? Where do they go? They coming to you?
I don't know. We couldn't get nobody in Kentucky to help us or to even hear us out. So we have people in Texas, in California, Chicago,
For
and Nevada
victims,
have all turned it into their field offices. 2 places in
Evidence.
California, in Sacramento and in San Francisco.
but what? That's victims that have moved
Yeah,
outside
because
of
nobody would
County.
take it here. Nobody listened to us. So we got people, through our YouTube channel, people we met on our channel that have been like, yeah, this is not right. Like something's really fucking bad here. And they've been taking it and turning it in. It's been turned into Department of Homeland Security as well.
What, your information or their own?
Which now they responded. Like they did respond at least, with a phone call and questions and stuff. They're building a
I'm
file
confused. So
on my case. But
people you've got interstate, are they victims
that
that
took
have been
somebody going in person to an agent, to a friend, and be like, "Listen, like, looking in here, and nobody's listening to these ladies. Like, can you give it a look?" And he looked over it, showed him our channel, and showed the other girls, and their stories and the TikToks, and showed them all of it. And so like they at least had something to say back about it. That's more than we got out of the FBI. We couldn't even get a phone call out of them.
So you're talking about women that have lived at Letcher, experienced this, and moved interstate, that are coming forward now. Is that what you're telling me? So the people that are coming forward from California and stuff, are they previous residents of Letcher that have been victims and moved? Yeah?
No, this is like other people, just strangers, random advocates, and people that like are seeing what's happening and decided to help us raise the awareness and get the help that we need, because none of our local officials all the way to the state level, they don't give a shit.
So they're approaching you.
We took it out of state. It's the only thing you can do. That's what we're going to have to do with a lawyer. Apparently, we're going to have somebody come in from far away to not be influenced.
Absolutely. So those people are all coming to you, like you're the pivotal central bit. Is that? I'm trying to work
there's
out
a lot more. There's also a lot of other victims who have spoken with investigators, and given testimony in other ways, or written statements and things like that we don't share and we don't talk about because they don't want to, or it's not safe for them to go public.
But it's
and two, you have to realize that a lot of these women have children with these men.
Yeah.
A lot of these people had families with these men, with these monsters, and they're still tied up with their kids and stuff with them. Like they can't.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean that they don't support us from the sidelines. Do what they can in the background.
The central, like to try and get a central place that you're maintaining that, are you? Like you've got to, you're on it. So if I hear anything, I need to.
I mean, it basically came down to, we can either sit here and shut up and let it go and let it continue,
and nothing will change.
Or I say something, speak up about it, and take the risk. Because the thing is that what's kept us silent for so long, it can't keep me silent anymore, because they've already done everything that they could possibly fucking do to me, short of killing me. And I've only made it out alive this far because of my own, wariness and stuff. Yeah. So,
is there anything the public can do?
Yeah.
The
thing is then you look at my family, Lexi, Silas, Clarence, the way that they keep harassing Leah. And I've gotten multiple years for multiple and stuff. I did find out that my husband accidentally missed a couple of payments, but we got them made up. I got them sent back in, thank God. Because they sent me a letter and said I have to come to court December 10th for a show cause of why I
Mhm.
shouldn't be violated on it. And I was like, what do you mean I haven't missed a payment? What is going on? And I called and she said, no, there was a couple missed payments that I wasn't aware of. And I said, we're just going to call it a clerical error.
Oh, yeah.
And
Yes,
I'm just going to have to pay more attention and make sure it gets sent in every month.
well, didn't
But
they double your child support and added
things have been really chaotic. Like things have been really busy, really chaotic. I had to up and leave my house in the middle of the night more than once for my safety. You
Yep.
know, like, so I can't blame him for, you know, skipping a couple of bills or missing a couple of payments. Like, I can't hold that against him. It's been
And that's what makes
scary.
things like
It's been-
what hillbilly crime makes it so dangerous,
stressful.
because people's lives are at risk. It's real. It's not a fucking joke, and it's not their fucking fault.
So if I don't speak up, they're going to kill us anyway. You know, if nobody can see that, like, they keep saying, why are you speaking up now? Because they're killing my fucking family. They're picking them off one by one. If I don't
And
say something and ask for help, I'm just supposed to let them do it? Let them come and kill me next? What the fuck's wrong with y'all? You know? Yeah. No. They're going to kill us anyway. So.
All right. So we basically need to get
might as well
awareness
use my mouth while I've got one.
Yep.
Maybe my kids and everybody else's won't have to deal with this shit anymore.
Yep.
You know? So fuck them.
Yeah.
Sorry if it hurts your feelings. Sorry that you're a hard time understanding the situation, but you know?
Yeah. I think there's a lot of, it took me a little while to realize or to understand, because you get called like a social influencer, and I'm like, what the fuck's that? But believe it or not, a lot of people, you've got to be very careful what you say, because people take it literally and they will follow that to a T. And that's where it was a purely innocent thing with me. And I'm like, fuck, the penny dropped. Okay. You're responsible up here on this platform. You've got a responsibility to give, as you know, the correct information and as transparently as possible. And that's a burden you've got to be aware of, because it affects fucking people's lives.
Without anybody else in any more danger than absolutely necessary.
Yeah. Yep.
You never know who else is still connected. You know? There's a lot of people still connected to the old families and the way the old system, the way things have been ran here.
Mm-hmm.
And like, some are on our side and some are not. You know, like, it's so divisive, but like, murder is murder.
Yeah.
Murder is murder.
Would you be?
I don't view what Mickey did as cold murder like I do what they've been doing to the victims.
Yeah.
That's murder.
Yeah.
He was actually,
I mean, look, not condoning what he did, but like, his hands are tied. What do you fucking do?
like, our cops should be acting to protect our children. So.
No, it shouldn't happen. So would you be happy,
Yeah,
like, do you want to go and do some more
and
interviews?
it's been reported, it was reported by Detective Stamper, I think, directly to the grand jury, that Mickey even asked the KSP for an investigation. That came from Detective Stamper. That he asked for an investigation before this ever even come to fruition, before it even happened.
That's why Dotson fucking
He
was
reported
there.
it.
He was there to make sure.
And now the KSP, when you do an open records request, they said there's no record of that phone call. That it's in the grand jury report.
Mm-hmm. You got the transcripts?
Yep. Yep.
So you want to get the word out there? Do you want me to try and get more interviews and stuff for you? Is that like with other content creators?
That would be wonderful. Yes. And we need to kick into high gear, because shit's getting hot and it's getting dangerous. I mean, it's already been dangerous, but they're they're breathing down our necks now for real.
Okay, done.
Yeah.
Too easy.
A cop followed my daughter home from jail. Whenever they picked her up, got behind them, like on the very next street, followed her all the way home.
How old is she?
What are you supposed
I
to
can't
do?
get his headphones on. Pardon?
And you know, there's no body cam, there's no dash cams. They say department that it's at the department's discretion whether they use them or not, that they don't have to because they can't afford it. But now they're wanting to build a brand new police precinct. But they can't afford body cams.
Uh-huh.
The cops they got. Why do they need a bigger department?
Isn't it mandatory over there? I thought body cam was mandatory. No?
It's supposed to be. Pikeville says it's not. They do what they want.
Well, I just take my hats off to you girls because you're fucking stronger than I've like. I don't even.
Brandy said they know we won't stop. Right?
Yep.
Got me fucked up.
Fucking
I
oath.
think I'm gonna let them kill my kids. I'm done.
No.
Done with their shit. Take it off. No. No, we want our freedom and our kids, and we're not going to stop until we
No,
get it.
it's not that fucking much to ask.
Right.
I don't think so. So I take my hats off to you, and look, you're doing fantastic work. And I want you to make sure that you look after you and stay fucking safe, okay?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Security at the ready.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right,
They
Angel.
have
Well,
control of my cameras. They can hack into my security cameras here at my house.
that's what I was thinking. You've got
And
one
they'll
phone
pin them
call.
toward my door. Or like if people are here, it like points it and like will shine a light in your face. Yeah. It's fucked up. Whenever you go to sign in on my Wi-Fi, it'll tell you that there's another device that's monitoring other devices on this network.
So they fucking hell.
They use programs like drug court and these probation programs that strip you of your rights away to do illegal searches of your phone to see who
Coming
you're
through
talking
every
to,
now Yeah.
to see if
Well,
you're
you've got one.
going to be a
There's
problem.
one
And
one
they're
phone
extending
call.
sentences and adding extra time to the girls who they suspect are.
So you think they're listening to you as well?
This is serious. This is so much bigger than
Oh,
people around here want to open their fucking eyes and take a look at.
Yep. it's
This
not
is so
just
much
about
worse
the
than what
touch.
meets the eye.
Mhm.
No, this ain't just about me. And no, this is not about me at all. Like, they're going to fucking kill me. They're going to. Unless something drastic happens and somebody stops before they get the chance. That's the only chance I got. So, like I said, regardless of whether I speak or not, I'm always looking over my shoulder. My kids are.
Is there any options of moving?
You gotta put your foot down sometime. No, not really. I mean, I bounce around. We've got the couple places. There's options like maybe in the future if I could ever get my parole and stuff took care of, but I can't even get a week's
Oh, you
pass
go
to go
to
visit my friend in Texas. So
You're stuck in the county.
I can't leave the state without
Fuck.
permission. I'm not supposed to leave the county without permission, but now my officer is aware that like I go back and forth to Brandy's and stuff for a couple nights a month. You know, like he knows that I do that because I don't want to get in trouble or get caught down there, pulled over or something, and have to give my ID. And then they're like, "What the fuck are you doing 3 counties away?" So I don't always like get a chance to notify him the day that I'm going to visit, but like I will let him know, you know, whenever I have to go. If it's for more than a day or two, then he's good about like giving me passes and stuff to go on short trips with my husband, like to Gatlinburg or something, just a few hours away. But whenever I bring up wanting to go anywhere else,
So it was
then they want to know who I'm going to stay with, want the names, what their jobs are, who all lives there. Like, you don't need all that information just for me to go visit family. You want a fucking audit of their fucking tax return too? You know? Like, where is freedom? Where's the freedom?
It was Mullins that extended
I've
that
never been free.
2099. Is there any way that can be appealed now?
No, that was
Parole?
Jimmy Kraft.
Oh, was it?
That was Judge Jimmy Kraft upstairs.
He's the one. He's the felony
Yeah, he
judge.
tried to put me in drug court too after I served my sentence. After I did my time, he tried to make me go into drug court. And I said, absolutely
appealed?
not. You ain't fucking me over on this one. I think that's one thing my dad beat in my head. Don't ever take drug court. Never take drug court. Never take drug court. Don't let them trick you. Don't let them trick you a trick. And it sunk in. So whenever I got out of prison and they handed me a paper that said I had to report to drug court the next morning, I about shit my pants. I said, you have lost your everything mind. No, put me back. Send me back to prison. I ain't doing it. And he said, well, hang on a minute. Don't hasty. Let's call and see what we can do. And they made me do 6 months aftercare with the drug court people, like where I had to call in every single day and report. And I had to go to NA meetings and shit with the other drug court people. The only thing I didn't have to do was go to court. Like, huh?
They were supplying the drugs there. Is that right? At drug court.
That was what? The
Were they
drug
supplying
court?
drugs at drug court?
That is alternative setting for felons, for felony drug charges. And if you're supposed to be out, it's more like a pre-trial diversion or parole.
Yep.
Like outpatient type, treatment. That doesn't mean that you get to just tack it on and keep adding time to people's fucking sentences after they've already been sentenced, paroled, released, completed. Like
the main offender where they get you back into the cycle.
So if it was just on paper, if that 2099 parole was just on paper, like the child support office claims to be, then I would not have to report every month.
Mm.
I wouldn't have to stay in the state, in the county. I could travel at will. I wouldn't have to go piss in a cup when they tell me to. Like, so no, that's not legal. That is not legal. Whatever your excuse is for using that date. Because you're not just using the date as a filler when you're making me go through with all the fucking actions that go with it.
Yep.
I've earned my freedom. I've earned my place. I've earned my sanity and my peace. Yeah.
Fucking oath you have.
I mean, anybody can look at my life now compared to what it was and see that it's a totally different situation, Yep. And
but even like there shouldn't be any fucking judgment anyway, Fuck. Unless you've walked in someone's shoes, you have no fucking idea
always
what they've
will
been
be.
through. Hey?
Yeah.
Always will be what? You dropped out. I missed you. All right, Angel. Are you still going to do another stream?
Thank you so much.
Oh, fuck. Don't even bother. Nothing. Fuck. The least I can do. And I do have some contacts I've got in the back of my head, so I will start putting some shit into place. And we will do that editing. I promise we'll do it. It's better if we do a stream like this, but in private, and I can share my screen and show you what we're doing. All right? So we'll make a date over the weekend. All right? Too easy.
Right.
And I know you're listening, Brandy and Sarah.
I am. I miss my Brandy.
They're beautiful.
I need some. We're planning a girls' trip for we already claimed it. Whether I'm on parole or not, I'm going on this one. I'm doing it. I don't give a shit. I'll go do a sanction for it if I have to. But there is something called Hex Fest in New Orleans, and it's like classes and just to be with other like witches and pagan people. And we want to take our daughters. Me and Brandy want to take the girls and go for like the whole week, do all the classes and workshops and stuff that they have to offer. And yeah, so that's
how
on the
far is that
agenda for
away
next
from you?
August.
Is Texas a long
So,
way from you?
but yeah, we want to travel. We need to travel. Like, I need to be able to be free to go.
Yeah.
Like, we've got things to do. We've got people to help. And I can't do that while I'm tied to fucking Kentucky,
Yeah.
tied to Letcher County. I can't breathe around here. Oh, this lady here that just popped up in your chat, Diamond in the Sticks, that's my neighbor. She's awesome. She's got a channel too.
Yay!
There she is.
Well, drop her link in the chat. I've made you a mod, so you can drop it in. You can do it. If you've got a YouTube, you just post
Click,
it.
okay. How do I
Copy
do
paste
that?
it. Copy
I don't
paste
know
it.
how.
So hover over her YouTube. Are you on her YouTube channel now? I'll show you how I do it on yours. Hang on. I'll share the screen.
No, she's in our chat right now. They can just click it from your chat.
Yes, they can if you drop the link.
They can click on her. I could be able to, or click on her name there.
I'll show you.
Link to them. My computer's not running fast enough to run YouTube at the same time
That's right.
as StreamYard. It can do one or the other.
Your
Not both.
channel.
No.
So you go the top bit here and
That's
open the
ours.
links,
Yeah, and then
you hover over this and copy.
Mhm.
Oh, just the one. Copy and paste it. That's it.
Okay.
Copy.
Yeah, I just can't get it to open
Put it in chat. Paste it. You don't have to.
because of the lag. It might.
So that's in chat now. There you go.
Okay, there we go.
And I've given you permission to put it in the chat.
Okay.
You just got to copy paste. That's it.
Diamond in the Sticks. You put yours in there. Put your
Yeah.
page in there and get you a few new viewers.
Put it up. And you can add it to the
Such
comments.
good stuff.
And
If she comes down sometimes and helps me film, like whenever I have to do interviews, like she'll come and film like from other devices and stuff for us. And she's been really helpful with my YouTube journey. I've learned a lot from her.
if you want to promote anyone, just send them through to me, Ty, and I will put them up in my community post. No worries.
Okay.
I might actually create a whole playlist dedicated, so it's all in one place. All right.
Yeah, I need to get in my channel and do some housekeeping and get things more organized. It's a little bit wonky right now. We'll have some thumbnails and everything soon, though. It's coming. I got my computer like it's on.
Yeah, the thumbnails are, that's my favorite bit. I like the creative stuff behind it.
Yes, me too. Me too. We've got more books coming out. Brandy's going to publish her children's book. And
you put it on merch store?
I have an adult coloring book started, and I have started working on my novel that's about my life. Like the books that I have published so far was for more of the spiritual side of things.
Is your bio?
Like just the inner work of it, and this will be more detail and fact oriented.
Oh. Have you got a publisher?
No, I was going to publish myself probably. Yeah. And then I might pitch it to some other people, but yeah.
Love to read it.
Yeah.
Wow.
So,
well, keep fighting the good fight, sweetheart.
It's going to do great, though. I know it will.
Yep.
I was trying to wait out Mickey's trial and see what happens, but I feel like by the time I get finished with it, we'll be there.
Do you think they're going to drag their heels on that?
So, I don't know. I'd say it probably depends on like how much of this evidence is forthcoming. You know, how many victims and who all.
But can that come in?
Because it's not really been all that long since they put it out asking for more to come forward. And when Lila made her videos about like y'all, it's time to help my dad. Like, look how much he's helped everybody else. And we know that those videos and stuff, the evidence is out there. If y'all got messages or anything, Lila on her TikTok.
Yep. Have you got her
She's
TikTok?
got a couple new videos up. Yeah.
So who's putting out that they want Mickey's attorney? They want
Yeah, his attorneys and the investigator, Joel Cotton.
Yeah. Do you have his
Yeah.
contact
His
details?
email address. I'm going to put his email address in the chat if anybody knows.
Yeah. Look up Lila's last TikTok.
Yeah.
Can they bring that in though? Like, because they're claiming an insanity defense? Like, is that admissible? All this stuff?
Well, it's not insanity like he's just crazy insanity. It's more nuanced
No, sorry.
than that.
Yeah, yeah.
And there's more details behind it. It's not like a straight up, oh, he's just batshit.
Yeah, no, it was a
Type of
triggered,
plea.
like,
You know what I mean?
emotional.
Or type of
Yep.
claim. Yeah, there's so much more that goes on to it. And it's actually because of the threats and the psychological pressure that he was under is what the insanity defense is based on.
Absolutely.
It goes deep into the days leading up and how he thought
Yeah.
people were like watching his house and all
I
these
agree.
things, the threats that were made to his family's well-being. That's
Yep.
real. That happened.
Yep.
He
Yep.
believed it, and he should have. Yeah.
Yep.
So it's that kind of insanity. Like he had a moment like where he just broke from everything. You know what I mean? Like just checked out because of all the pressure and the threat, and that's the kind of insanity that they mean.
Yeah. Well, he was.
And Lila commented in one of her latest videos about that. She said, she was like, I looked up the definition of insanity, and it basically says that it's doing the same thing over and over again and expecting something to change.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought that was a good point.
That's ironic, isn't it?
You know, she was like, the time for being silent is over. It's time to speak.
Yeah.
Speak now, or
stupid fucking headphones.
What happened I gotta order me some. I need some headphones. I got a cheap little pair of Bluetooth earbuds whenever I broke my iPhone. So I gotta get me some new headphones.
I just can't get them to stay on my head.
Because our sleep schedules are wonky right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's working day shift and night shift in 1 week, in a week's time. So we're bouncing around back and forth, and I'm trying to,
Makes it hard enough.
trying to exist in the in-between.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That with my ex-husband.
But again,
We
we
like
thank
our
you
back
so
section the
very
whole way.
much. Simi, is it Simi Sharp? I'm
Yes.
weekend. That warms my heart. That warms my heart. I love my witchy girls. Guys. I don't know, girl or a guy.
She's subbed you as well. Good day. All right, Angel. You go and get some rest. And I know you won't. You're going to be sitting up
I
there
thought
doing
that was fun whenever Hillbilly Crumb said that I hate her. And she said that
You
I
what?
was doing witchcraft on her. I said I wouldn't waste my energy on such a thing. All I gotta do is just send it back to you. Just return to sender. That's all. That's all I did. Return
Correct.
to sender. Didn't hex you. Why would I waste my energy on that when I have a whole patriarchy to hex? Like, no. Sorry. I'm about to kick into high gear with that too, because if somebody else don't make some changes, who else is going to? You know,
Yeah,
the witches.
absolutely.
The witches.
What?
Time to pull some justice magic.
The twins are full of faith.
The twins are full of faith. Yes.
All right, sweetheart. Well, thank you so much for joining us.
Dustin thought I was crazy. Whenever we got married, I lost my hat that I got married in up here on the mountain, and it took me 2 months to find it. And so I kept telling him the fairies took it. The fairies took it. And he was like, what do you mean? You didn't have it on your head? I was like, yes, the fairies took it off my head. And he was like, you are insane. So no. I was like, watch this. I went up there and just asked, can I please have my hat back? And they returned it. It showed up, like, by the time I got back down off the hill, it was just laying there right in the path. I love it. Rock out with your cock out.
Yeah. I've got a few of them.
I like it. Do you have a merch store?
I do, but I've really not
All right.
had a chance to do anything. And it's so expensive. Like, I just think that because it's what they set up there, and you just basically give them your logo and shit. The prices they charge, I'm like, I've just knocked all of the profit off it because I wouldn't justify paying that. So I haven't promoted it at all.
Yeah.
I've got to find something more. Like, I'm not paying.
I haven't really put much into it. I gotta find. I've got most of my orders are being drop shipped right now while I wait for my order because I'm in between big orders. But it costs so much in shipping and stuff to drop ship it that there's no profit left by the time. And
yes, there isn't any profit between as it is. Like with
we're going to try to do things a little bit differently though. Put more handmade items in, more things straight from home. So I think that'll help. And we've got a lady that makes crochet blankets we're going to list some of her blankets in our store. She's donating some to Lady's Place as well and sending some to me and Brady. And we're so excited for it. And we've got some artwork, like paintings and stuff that some of the other girls like from around the region have done. And we're going to start listing those for them. So like when you're shopping from our store, from the Apple Dreams at My Shopify or .myshopify.com, that's not just for me and Brandy. Like most of it is right now, but in future, we're going to have other survivors and just anybody that needs help, to get a leg up. We're going to try to help them sell their wares and their handcrafts and things. So, and they will get all the profit for their own things. We're not going to take any cut of it. So we got a lot of people that need help. And very limited resources.
Yeah.
We're just trying to think outside the box.
You
open up as many avenues of income as we can.
Yep, for sure.
So, I'm excited to get that podcast going. I think that that's going to be a really good thing. And we'll be sharing more like personal and intimate stories on there. More candid conversations.
Yep.
So.
Looks good. Yay. All right. Well, give everyone a big kiss for me. Thank you. I know you're still watching, Brandy and Sarah. Stay safe and good luck with the next court case. I don't know how she has stuck him in the eye with a chopstick.
Yes. Thank you.
You're welcome. Anytime.
Have a good night, everybody. Good day over there, isn't it? Is it daytime over there?
It's 3:30 in the afternoon.
Is it daytime over there?
Yeah. 3:30 in the afternoon.
Yeah. 11:30 p.m. here. Okay, good night. I'm signing off.
Speak to you soon. Wow, they just... If I had half of that strength, man. Yeah. All right, well, I'm going to try and put some info together to start collecting stuff, like promoting their merch and their donations and stuff, whatever I can. So I'll put that up. You'll see it, and I will organise with the girls to when it's a suitable time to do like a touch base weekly thing. I think that's really good. A good idea to keep the momentum going, and the more people that we can share this shit with, the better. It's not about keeping the information to yourself. It's about getting it out there, because keeping it to yourself, nothing fucking changes. It's about, we need to get this out, all right? Because these girls are literally, and I've seen it with my own eyes, literally at risk every fucking second of every fucking day. So don't take it lightly. I know it's a heavy topic, and I'm sorry, but it's important. It's really important. So there. Alrighty. Tomorrow, same time, so 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time or 12 noon Australia time, we are doing episode 5 of the Martin Bryant case. Now, this is the Port Arthur massacre, which is the biggest massacre in Australia. He was charged and sentenced to 35 innocent lives and 35 consecutive life sentences. He's been in prison for 30 years at this point, and he had none of his rights were all of his rights were violated, basically. And he has an intellectual disability. He's got an IQ of 66, so he's got the equivalency of a 10-year-old brain. Illiterate, but produced a confession and a map, So we're covering that as well. It's something that we're trying to raise awareness of in Australia, so that we can, because they've sealed all of his files until they've sealed everything until 2099, so that we can't get any of it. And yeah, so that's tomorrow. We're doing a segment on that. So that's episode 5, I think. So tune into that. And what else we got? I've got a few things in the pipeline, actually. So yeah, don't forget to click that notification bell. Hit that like and subscribe. It's free, unlike most things. Thanks for joining us. And I will see you when I'm looking at you. Hasta la vista, bitches.
Hey there, thanks for stopping in. We hope you will join us again. We all look forward to next time. We get to talk about true crime. Clues. Justice served in an honest fight. True crime tales till the verdict's right. Solving more than just trivial quests, where sentences rule and the defense rests. Our true crime family is great. All types of topics we debate. Smash that like and ring that bell. Get subscribed, you might as well.